Spring Hill High School football.
He's in the slot again to the right. Myers gets the snap. Standing tall in the pocket, going to take the shot down the seam. Klutz is there for a touchdown. Spring Hill. Barker up the middle. Nice jump cut out to the right behind his center, Denver Gardner, who had the middle linebacker tied up. And Barker is in for a 9-yard touchdown.
Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Price Chopper, Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial, the Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Cedar Lake Village, Crown Realty, the Elliott Insurance Group, Prime Accounting Solutions, Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency, Tri-Century Bank, Allstate, Libby Clark Agency, the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Spring Hill Fitness, Perfect Detail Salon, and Whitesell Optometry.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's time for Bronco football.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Good evening, live from Tonganoxie High School this evening for the second round of the Class 4A state playoffs, where the number 9 seed Spring Hill Broncos take on the top seed out of the East, the undefeated Tonganoxie Chieftains. A rematch of a Week 6 battle between these two Frontier League foes. That matchup was won by Tonganoxie in a 41-0 blowout, but since then Spring Hill has not lost a ball game. They've won 3 straight, including their first-round playoff win last week down in Pittsburgh. They overcame a 13-0 deficit late in the first half of that game to defeat the Purple Dragons 17-13. It was the program's first playoff victory since 2013, and they're now riding a season-high 3-game winning streak and looking to advance to the state quarterfinals for the first time since 1985. But the opponent is going to certainly be a tough one. The 9-0, number 1 seeded in the East, Tonganoxie Chieftains. They easily handled Baldwin in their first-round game, 49-0. Third shutout win in the last 4 games for the Chieftains. And it was also Tonganoxie's first playoff win since 2013. And now those top-seeded Chieftains are looking to advance to the state quarterfinals for the first time since 1995 and win a school record 10th game. So this, a rematch of Week 6, a Frontier League rematch from back in the regular season, and the Broncos hoping that tonight they're able to put together a better showing than they did last time they were here in Tonganoxie back on October 11th. You're inside the Comfort Designs pregame show tonight as we get you set for this second round playoff matchup. And I have to tell you as well, this broadcast is brought to you by Harris Media Services. Its advertisers are the member schools of the Kansas State High School Activities Association. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be made without the written permission of the Kansas State High School Activities Association. We are counting you down to kickoff coming up here in the second round of the Kansas 4A state playoffs. The number 9 in the East, Spring Hill Broncos, and the number 1 team in the East, the Tonganoxie Chieftains, coming up on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NAIC certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit ElliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live, brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs is Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. Learn more at comfortdesigns.net or call 913-592-4453. It's the second round of the State 4A playoffs, and the number 9 seed Spring Hill Broncos on the road tonight, taking on fellow Frontier League foe, the Tonganoxie Chieftains, who are undefeated at 9-0 and the number 1 seed on the east side of the bracket in these 4A playoffs. It's been a long time since either of these programs have advanced into the quarterfinals or round 3. For the Broncos, last time was 1985. For the Chieftains of Tonganoxie, the last time they advanced that far, 1995. So one of these teams will end a long drought from the state quarterfinals tonight. And if it's going to be the Broncos, they're going to have to avenge a 41-0 loss back on October 11th on this exact same field here at Beatty Field in Tonganoxie. Let's take a look at some of the other matchups in this 4A postseason. They're brought to you by Spring Hill Fitness, your local community gym. Spring Hill Fitness is dedicated to making a friendly, judgment-free environment open 24/7. Check them out on Facebook or call 913-686-2027. There were 3 upsets in the first round of the 4A playoffs. One of those was Spring Hill, the 9 seed over the 8 seed Pittsburgh, albeit a very small upset, 9-8, but a road team. I guess maybe that'd be the better way to put it. 3 road teams won out of the 16 games in the opening round of the 4A playoffs. Spring Hill, the 10 seed Kansas City Piper, and the 12 seed West Arc City. The 12 seed in the West, Arc City. Those are the only teams in the 4A postseason that won on the road. If you look statewide, there were 127 total first-round football games, and 20 road teams won. That's only 16%. Spring Hill, one of that 16% that went on the road and won in the opening round of the postseason. If you look at Tonganoxie, undefeated, they're one of 28 teams left in the state across all classifications that remains undefeated. And when you take a look at the Frontier League teams, they went 6-3 in the opening round, and the 3 losses all came to other Frontier League teams. So the Frontier League teams that have moved on, the 2 we have here tonight, Tonganoxie and Spring Hill. Bonner Springs, the 5 seed, they play Bishop Miege, the 4 seed tonight. The winner of this game will face the winner of that game in the quarterfinals next Friday night. Paola, they're undefeated at 9-0. They advanced, and they'll play fellow Frontier League team Piper. And Paola and Bonner both defeated Frontier League teams in the opening round, Eudora and Ottawa respectively. And rounding out that the east side of the bracket, Lewisburg, they opened up their postseason with a victory, and they are taking on Chanute tonight. On the west side, top seed McPherson advanced, 8 seed Goddard advanced. They played tonight. Winfield takes on Arc City this evening as the lone west team that won on the road, Arc City. Andover Central and Augusta, they're the 2-7 matchup, and the 3-6 is Buhler and Mulvane on the west side of the Class 4A postseasons. The winner of this will move on to next Friday night's quarterfinals. It's been since 1985 that Spring Hill's found themselves in the quarterfinals, and it's been since 1995 since the Tonganoxie Chieftains have made it that far in the postseason. Both have their eyes on that prize tonight here at Beatty Field in Tonganoxie. It's the second round of the Class 4A playoffs. The Comfort Designs pregame show continues next with our pregame conversation with the head coach of the Broncos, Jason Feeback. You're watching Bronco football and the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net. This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Comfort Designs pregame show. Joining us now is Spring Hill head coach Jason Feeback. Well, Coach, whether you like talking with me each week or not, you have to really like it this week because that means you guys are still playing football.
That's right. I hope we do it again next week.
Well, it's a big win for your team this past week and for the program as a whole down there in Pittsburgh. How do you feel about the way the guys got the job done last week?
You know, I've said it all season with our guys. Our guys have shown a lot of character and, showing up and winning the first two, losing 4 in a row, kind of getting it handed to us on a few games in that stretch with being down some players and just struggling through some adversity with some key starters out, and then to be able to come back and now we're on a 3-game winning streak, and our defense is playing really well. Our guys are playing really hard. Offense is starting to click. So, again, I'm just really proud of our guys and the way they've handled themselves, conducted their business, and can just continue to buy into the process of becoming a really good football team.
In that game against Pittsburgh, did you guys sense a specific turning point in the game or a series of plays maybe throughout that game that sort of shifted that momentum into your guys' favor after you were trailing there 13-0 late in the first half?
The field goal at the end when we went for a field goal with 2 seconds on the clock and then Bear put it through, I think that was a big momentum shift with our guys. But I felt like midway through the third quarter, we just started to become that physically dominant team. And I felt like we started to take the game over. We were able to get some runs. Our protection was pretty good offensively. We started connecting on passes. We were catching things. Myers got hot. And we just started making plays. Defensively, I thought we were solid all night. They had one drive, really. It was a long drive, probably about 85 yards, where they moved the ball down the field. But other than that, they got the ball inside the 20, 25-yard line on a bad snap on our punt. So we gave them a short field. They put it in. We had a sudden change situation. Just didn't keep them out. So, all in all, I thought our defense had a really good game. And offense was really good in the second half. So I think that was the key. I think we were just more physical than Pittsburgh last week.
Well, with the big win, that means you move on now here into the second round of this postseason, and that means a familiar opponent is up next, a fellow Frontier League team in Tonganoxie. You played them about a month ago in the regular season matchup. How much time was put into looking back at that first meeting this year, or do you just kind of try to wipe the slate clean from what happened in that first one?
I challenged our team this week with that's the only game that I walked away from feeling like we didn't have our best game, that we didn't come out and play as hard as we could, that we didn't finish. And so that's been the challenge this week with our guys is our theme of the week's been be uncommon, shoot your shot, Don't worry about anything, just go be special. And the process, again, that's been a big key for us all season, and it's been a month, and I think we're a different team than we were when we played them the first time. We've got some of our players back. Our defense in that time has been really good, really solid. Since then, we've changed a few things offensively. We're doing some things also. So looking back at how poorly I felt we played the first time, and just trying to improve on all those facets, getting our guys to believe like, hey, we're going back. We got a chance at redemption, a chance to go prove that we're a much better football team than we were a month ago.
You haven't lost a game since that night in Tonganoxie, so the guys have certainly responded to that message from you. But the schedule certainly has not been 3 consecutive undefeated opponents as it was going into that one. But where do you feel like the team's playing better now in comparison to that moment when you walked off the field 4 weeks ago against Tonganoxie?
Defensively, I feel like we play harder. I feel like we're better in our gap responsibilities. I think we're setting the edge better. I think our coverage is a lot better. We're eliminating a lot of big plays. I think last week we gave up 2 plays more than 20 yards. When we played Tonganoxie last time, I think we gave up 8 plays of more than 20 yards. So eliminating explosive plays. Piper, we eliminated a lot of explosive plays by just being more disciplined, more sound, more hustle, demanding more out of our guys every week in practice and getting there. And that was also Myers' first game back from missing a couple games with that, and he's become better every week. So he's kind of starting to get his confidence back. He started out the season really well. He got hurt, missed a couple games, and now he's been back. So I think he's getting into a flow. He's looked really sharp in practice this week. And having some of our sophomores, having another month of practice with those guys, they're able to start kind of figuring out how to make plays and how the offense kind of works a little better. So, you just keep coaching kids up and they keep showing up and working hard. And that's what makes it pretty fun this time of year.
I know it's not as simple when you look back at that first meeting is to say just change this one thing or do this one thing differently when you talk about the end result. But is there anything that really stands out when you look back at that game? And you did kind of mention those big explosive plays, but when you look back at that one, you hone in this week and say, okay, guys, it's really important that we do this better this time around. When you look at this matchup specifically with Tonganoxie.
I felt like when we went to Tonganoxie last time, I didn't feel like our mindset was right. I didn't feel like we were locked in pregame. I didn't feel like we had guys ready to go. I thought we had a lot of, we're not too sure about this, and you've lost a few games in a row, and now you're at Tonganoxie. They're supposed to be pretty good. Found out they were pretty good, but mindset. I'm just big on let's get your mind right, and then let's go play. You put in all the work, go out, have fun, but get your mind ready to go compete at the highest level you can and be the best version of you. And so I didn't think our mindset was right. I think our mindset's going to be right this week.
Yeah, I'm sure that win last week helped really get the guys in that mindset because I know they're hungry to keep this season going now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was excited. Our guys were so happy after that. Bus ride home was awesome. And so to see all that going on and for the guys to be part of the history of Spring Hill football with that win was awesome. But our seniors came out hungry again this week in practice, and they've been getting after it and accepting coaching, fixing their things, and pushing their other guys, and going out and having some fun. When you're practicing, the lights are still on. That's pretty special. So those November sunsets are pretty neat, pretty awesome to watch the sun go down, knowing that half the teams in high school football are done playing.
No doubt about it, Coach. Well, we're looking forward to another great Friday night under the lights. So best of luck to you and your guys against Tonganoxie.
Hey, sounds good. I appreciate it.
That's Jason Feeback, the head coach of the Spring Hill Broncos. And coming up next on the Comfort Designs pregame show, it's tonight's starting lineups and your keys to the game on your home for the Broncos, Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking, and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank. Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live as we get set for our second round playoff matchup between the Spring Hill Broncos and the Tonganoxie Chieftains. It's time for our keys to the game. They're brought to you by Crown Realty. Let Crown Realty help you get the keys to your dream home, and check out all of their listings at crownrealty.com. If you're in the market to sell your home, remember the key is a great agent, and that's what you'll find at Crown Realty in Spring Hill. Call 913-592-2222. As we look at this matchup, the second time they faced, 41-0 was the final 4 weeks ago in Week 6 when Tonganoxie defeated Spring Hill here in Tonganoxie that night as well. You heard Coach talk about one of the things that is a must in this rematch, and that's take away the explosive plays. Tonganoxie had 8 plays of 20-plus yards in that game. In the 3 weeks since, they've given up just 7 total plays of 20-plus yards in those 3 games combined, and just 1 last week in the win at Pittsburgh. So they've got to limit those big plays in this one. And you look at what Tonganoxie did in that first meeting. Their quarterback, Blake Poggi, recorded a season high across the board in his throwing numbers. Tyner and Bond, their 2 top receivers, both had season highs in receptions and yards, and Bond caught 3 touchdowns. I mean, they had a huge game across the board last time. They've got to take away those explosive plays. Another key for them in this game, grind out some offensive drives. They can't afford for the defense to be on the field all night against this ground and pound attack of Tonganoxie. Now, they threw the ball very well against Spring Hill the first time, but this is a team that wants to run the football first and foremost. They had a season high in the passing department the first time they played Spring Hill, but expect them with the cold weather here tonight to get back to that ground and pound, and because of that, Spring Hill can't afford for their defense to be on the field for a long time in this game. They need to grind out some offensive drives and finally bring that next level energy. We heard Coach talk about last time they were here, just didn't feel like they were in the right mindset, ready to go. Well, they shouldn't have any issue getting up for this ball game as they're looking to get somewhere that no Spring Hill football team's been since 1985, and that's the quarterfinals of the postseason. So this is a group that shouldn't lack for energy in this one. Half the state is now finished playing football already, so they got to play like their season hangs in the balance, because quite frankly it does, as it is a winner go home time, and there shouldn't be any issue about getting up to play in this one. They're going to have to bring that energy early and often against a Tonganoxie team that is lacking, who's not lacking at all for confidence or energy, as they come into this game a perfect 9-0 and looking to get their first 10-win season in program history. So those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Crown Realty. Let's take a look now at our starting lineups for this game. They're brought to you by Perfect Details Salon, 516 North Webster in Spring Hill. The Broncos will start this game in style, but nowhere near the level of style you'll find at Perfect Details Salon, where they're devoted to making clients flawless from head to toe. Make an appointment online at salonperfectdetails.com or by calling 913-592-5022. Take a look at the home team starters here. The 9-0 Tonganoxie Chieftains will start on the offensive side. They have a junior quarterback, Blake Poggi, who threw for a season-high 293 yards and 4 touchdowns against Spring Hill the first go-around. He's thrown for just over 1,500 yards this season, 17 touchdown passes to 6 interceptions. Cooper Cunningham is their stud running back. The 5'11", 170-pound senior has run 192 times this year for 1,745 yards and 22 touchdowns. He's averaging 194 yards per game and 2.5 touchdowns per game against Spring Hill. He went for 220 yards on 18 carries with 1 score, and a lot of that came on just a handful of plays. We'll talk about that more throughout the game, but he is certainly a load to handle in that backfield. The receivers are Elijah Tyner, who leads the team with 31 catches and second on the team with 572 yards. He had a season-high 8 catches for a season-high 161 yards in the first matchup. Dallas Bond, a 6'4 junior, 30 catches for a team-high 603 yards. He leads the team with 6 touchdowns. He exploded against Spring Hill for 6 grabs, 124 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And that's his only 100-plus yard game this season, as he has gone for huge numbers the first time they played. Sam Clydesty is a sophomore who's kind of a do-it-all type guy for them. He'll catch the ball, he'll run the ball, and he has scored a touchdown now in 7 of the 9 games this season for the Chieftains. He had one against Spring Hill earlier this year. Connor Searcy is the tight end, not a huge threat to catch the football. He has just 1 catch since week 3. He's got 9 grabs overall on the season. The offensive line is anchored by the left tackle Cole Sample, first team All-Frontier League last year, a state champion shot putter, a state champion power lifter, 6'3", 280-pound senior. First time when these two teams played. Prior to that game, Coach Feeback said he believes Sample's the best player in the league, and they really did a pretty good job against Sample on the defensive side, but he is up there paving the way for this really good rushing attack. He's joined on the offensive line by returning starter at center and Willie Harris, and a returning starter at right tackle in Quentin Maggart, and the guards Peyton Parker and Nicholas Montiel. Defensively for the for the Tonganoxie Chieftains, up front on the defensive line, it's anchored as well by Cole Sample, a team leading 14 tackles for loss, that first team All-State defensive tackle. The defensive ends in this 3-4 are Tucker Isaacs and Dallas Bond, who has a team-high 7 sacks for Bond. The linebacking core is Dustin Rhodes, 6'1", 215-pound senior. Connor Searcy, who's the team's leading tackler at 8.5 per game. Andrew Colvert in that linebacking core as well. And then in the secondary, they'll have their walk-down safety, Heston Robbins, and then Cooper Cunningham and Sam Clydesty in the deep side of the backfield, defensive backfield. And then the corners are Jacob Maxwell and Elijah Tyner, who's got a couple of pick sixes this year, and he had another one last season against Spring Hill, so he's certainly a guy to be careful with in the secondary. For the Spring Hill Broncos, starting lineup tonight looks like this. On the offensive line, the left tackle is Aaron Dominic. The left guard is J.B. Watkins. The center is a returning starter in Denver Gardner. The right guard, a returning starter in Wyatt George. And the right tackle is Tanner Thompson. Quarterback is Corbin Myers. The senior has turned it on the last couple of games. He has completed 55% of his passes for 314 yards, 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception in the last 2. He's coming off of a 133-yard night against Pittsburgh with a touchdown. They are 5-0 this year, the Broncos. When Myers throws a touchdown, they're 0-4 when he doesn't throw a touchdown. So hopefully he can find one of his targets for a score. The guys he's throwing the ball to, Zach Knowlton, their leading receiver this year, both in terms of receptions and yards, 28 grabs for 380 yards. Tonganoxie held him to just 2 catches for 11 yards. The first time they played, Evan Letillier, a junior, really starting to come on here as of late. Last 3 games, 7 catches, 139 yards, and a touchdown for the junior Letillier. The tight end is Gage Klutz, who was able to find the end zone for the first time since week 2 last week when he caught a touchdown against Pittsburgh. He is second on the team with 17 grabs for 284 yards. He leads the team in touchdown receptions with 4. And Cameron Crotchett gets the start tonight at receiver. 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore. Has just 5 catches on the year, but had his first multi-catch game last week when he caught 2 passes for 28 yards against Pittsburgh. And returning into the starting lineup at the backfield tonight is Zade Barker, their senior tailback, who has not started the last 3 games. He missed completely the Piper game, played sparingly in the Baldwin and Pittsburgh games, but he's back in the starting lineup tonight. Dylan Lazenby is a little bit banged up. They expect him to play still, as he has started the last 3 and done an excellent job, rushing for 4.5 yards per carry over the last 3 weeks. But Barker steps back in at the starting spot at tailback, 133 yards, 133 carries for 642 yards and 8 touchdowns on the season. He had 85 yards on 23 totes against Tonganoxie the last time. And finally, on the defensive side for the Broncos, the defensive tackle is senior Logan Greenhall. And the defensive ends are Carson Downs, who's the team's leader in tackles for loss with 7, and Aaron Dominic. They're both seniors. Dominic with 2 sacks. Downs also leads the team with 4 sacks this year. The middle linebackers are the leading tackler on the team, Wyatt Dickey, 13 per game, and the second leading tackler on the season for the Broncos, Jacob Stovall, who's averaging 11.5 stops per game. The outside backers are Chase Wilm, a junior, and senior Jackson Roundzon, who's the team's leader in tackles for loss with 7. The cornerbacks are Cody Powell and Zach Knowlton, who has a team-high 2 interceptions this year. And the safeties are Dom Shearer and Hunter Williard, who returned 2 games ago. And all he's done is lead the team in tackles each of the first 2 games back after his injury. Those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Perfect Details Salon. And when we come back, it's the opening kick. Spring Hill, Tonganoxie, the 9 versus the 1 in the East in the second round of the 4A playoffs. Coming up, kickoff right after this. You've been watching the Comfort Designs pregame show on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back live to Beatty Field in Tonganoxie tonight. We have a second round 4A playoff matchup between the undefeated 9-0 number 1 seed in the East, Tonganoxie Chieftains, and the number 9 seed, the 5-4 Spring Hill Broncos. Second time they faced this year. The first matchup was won by Tonganoxie in a 41-0 shutout. The Chieftains have shut out 3 of their last 4 games on the season, while the Spring Hill Broncos, since that loss here in Tonganoxie on October 11th, they have won 3 straight ball games since. And you see there on the coin toss, it'll be the Broncos who are going to get the opening kick to hit the football first. Opening kickoff is brought to you by Spring Hill Recreation Commission. With fall sports in full swing, the Spring Hill Rec Commission has turned their sights to basketball season. Registration is open now until November 15th for youth basketball in Spring Hill. Register online at springhillrec.org or by calling 913-592-2214. So the Chieftains and the Broncos. If the Broncos are going to pull off this victory tonight and take out the top seed in the East, it's going to have to be a sort of a meet-in-the-middle type game for Spring Hill. When you look at what these two teams have done this year, Tonganoxie has scored fewer than 40 points just one time. Spring Hill has scored more than 40 points just one time. So that season-best game is probably what it's going to take on both sides of the football for Spring Hill, as the Broncos are going to try to pull off this upset. If they can hold Tonganoxie to 28 or so points, that'd be 17 below the Chieftains' season average, and it would still take the Broncos' third-best scoring output of the year to win a game if they hold Tonganoxie to 28. So this is sort of a meet in the middle somewhat. The offense is going to have to put up one of their better performances most likely, and the defense likely going to have to do the same as they try to take down the top seed in the East, the Tonganoxie Chieftains, who have just been on absolute cruise control over the last three ball games. Since that win over Spring Hill, they've played 1-8 Ottawa and 0-9 Baldwin twice. They've obviously dominated those games. They've won 207-7 over their last four games. So they are certainly rested. They didn't have to play their starters a whole lot in that game against Baldwin last week in the opening round. They rested them a lot in the second half because they were winning easily on their way to a 49-0 blowout win of Baldwin in the opening round. So they're perhaps rested, or perhaps maybe a little too rested on cruise control. If the Broncos can come out here and maybe hit them early in this ball game, because this Tonganoxie team that certainly does not lack for confidence, but they also last time they played this Spring Hill team one-handedly. See if Spring Hill can kind of use that to their advantage, as the opening kickoff is fielded by Spring Hill, and a good return out to the 34-yard line for the Broncos, as Cody Powell will set up Spring Hill with pretty good field position to start this football game. So the offense led by senior quarterback Corbin Myers, who missed a few games with an injury. His first game back from that 2.5 game absence was here in Tonganoxie, and he did struggle a little bit in that one, just 5 out of 16 for a season-low 37 yards. But since then, he has certainly picked it up. Last couple of games has been on point, throwing for 314 yards over his last two ball games. With a bad snap on the first play from scrimmage, Myers falls on it back just inside the 30-yard line, so they'll lose 4 yards on their first down play. And that obviously not the way you wanted to get things rolling offensively here tonight. We'll see if they can overcome the early misstep here. It'll be second down and 14. Actually, they had marked it at the 35 on that kick return, so that's a loss of 5 to make it now second down and 15 for Spring Hill. And their opening drives were just underway here in the second round of this Class 4A playoff matchup. Good snap this time to Corbin, and he hands it to Zayd Barker. Doesn't get far before he's tossed down hard to the turf by the leading tackler on this Tonganoxie defense, Connor Searcy, their senior linebacker, who averages 8.5 stops per game. He makes that tackle for a short 1-yard gain from Barker. Third and long early here for the offense of Spring Hill. Third down, 14 yards to go. The Broncos on the year converting at 33%, but that certainly goes down further when you look at third down and 14. Nick Madeline, the offensive coordinator for the Broncos, sends Knowlton in motion. It puts 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Myers looking that direction and hooks up with Cameron Crotchett, who's short of the first down. He stopped at the 42-yard line. And they pick up a good chunk there on that completion. Poggi making that tackle along with Heston Robbins. But they will send out the punting team on the 4th down and short. It'll be 4th and 3 as they pick up 11 yards on that completion to Cameron Crotchett. And ultimately just help out the yardage off of the punt, it looks like, as Logan Greenhall is on to punt it away for the Broncos. A 3 and out on their opening possession. Good snap to Greenhall. They had a little issue with the punt team last week's snap and had one that ended up bouncing back to Greenhall, resulting in a botched punt attempt that he had to swallow up, and they got tackled for a big loss on the play and set up an easy touchdown to Pittsburgh, one of the 2 they gave up to the Purple Dragons, but they overcame it for a 17-13 comeback win last week that punt down at the 20-yard line, as that's been something that Greenhall's been very adept at this year with over 40 punts. He's got now 17 of them at the 20 or inside. So right on the 20-yard line, that's where the offense starts for Tonganoxie. And the Chieftains' offense has been putting up huge numbers this season. Cooper Cunningham, one of the top running backs in the state at over 1,700 yards. They average 282 yards per game on the ground, 173 more through the air. And it is Cunningham on first down, and he's got a big chunk on the first snap for the Chieftains as he carries defenders out to the 37-yard line before he's finally dropped by Williard and Powell. A 17-yard burst on first down for Cooper Cunningham. And all things considered, Spring Hill did a pretty good job against Cunningham. You look at the final numbers and you say, well, he ran for 220 yards. How could you say they did a pretty good job on him? Here on a first down and 10, Cunningham will get it for a second straight snap and once again find some open space out to the 45-yard line. Another solid gain where it's the secondary making the tackle once again. Jacob Stovall, linebacker, and Hunter Williard on the stop at the 45-yard line. It's an 8-yard run on first down. That's time for Cunningham. But of that 220 that Cunningham ran for last time they played, 107 on carries. He was held to just 50 yards on his other 14 carries. So they let him get free for a couple of big ones, but they were able to contain him outside of that. And so far, they have not contained him at all early in this one as Cunningham takes it for a third straight carry, this time to the 46 of Spring Hill. So big plays early on here from Cooper Cunningham. He's ripped off gains of 17, 8, and 9. And it's first down and 10 at the Spring Hill 46-yard line. Poggi, the quarterback, quick to work again, but a flag flies in prior to the snap. That will slow up the offense for a moment anyway and bring them back 5 yards for the Chieftains.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
The false start will make it first down and 15 as the ball comes back just on the back side of the midfield stripe at their own 49-yard line. So far it's been 3 carries from Cunningham. And on first down and 15, they'll go to Cunningham once again. Jump cut out to the outside, trying to step through a tackle, but holding on to make the tackle at the 45-yard line was Chase Wilm, it looked like. 6-yard run. So they get back the penalty yardage +1. It'll be second down and 9 at the Spring Hill 45-yard line. 4 minutes into this opening quarter, the Bronco offense went 3 and out on their first possession. 4 plays, 4 carries for Cooper Cunningham to this point. They'll make it 5 in a row for Cunningham. And Cooper Cunningham with a flag flying in takes it down to the 34-yard line for a first down for the moment. But a penalty flag was thrown by the near side line judge. And the Tonganoxie offense starting to walk backwards. It's going to come back. Holding penalty on Tonganoxie. So now they'll have to try to overcome their second penalty on this series. And another flag was thrown by the line judge, it looked like, as he was coming back to the sideline. I wonder if we're going to have either a warning here on the sideline or an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Tonganoxie sideline. Here's the call. It is a warning on the sideline. So a sideline warning issued to Tonganoxie. They're not penalized for that one, but the next time they will be. The hold brings the football back to the 45-yard line of Tonganoxie. And they're facing a second down and 19 now. have not gone to the air yet, but on 2nd and 19, it might be the time to do it. Snap goes over the head of Poggi, but then falls right into the lap of Cooper Cunningham, who busts it out, and he is inside the 20, inside the 10, and Knowlton can't knock him out. He takes it in for the touchdown. It's a 55-yard touchdown run on a busted snap as Cooper Cunningham had it fall right into his lap off the fingertips of his quarterback Poggi on the high snap. A busted play goes for 55 yards and a touchdown. On for the extra point, Javier Trujillo, the left-footed kicker, sends it through, and it's 7-0 Tonganoxie on a 55-yard touchdown run by Cooper Cunningham with 7:27 left to play in the first quarter here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to Tonganoxie. 7-0 the score. We have lost one of the cameras you can see there, so the scoreboard is not working. We'll try and get that fixed, but it's doubtful I'll be able to as I try to do the game as well and run the commercials. So I'm not sure that's going to come back. We'll do what we can, so you're just going to have to bear with me for the time and the score right now. 7:21 left in this first quarter, and a 7-0 Tonganoxie lead on top of the Spring Hill Broncos. A 55-yard touchdown run by Cooper Cunningham put the Chieftains on the board on a busted play. And now the Spring Hill offense back to work on first down. Corbin Myers takes a shot for Letillier, I believe. It was thrown kind of in between Knowlton and Letillier down the right side. It falls incomplete to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for the Spring Hill offense. Broncos went 3 and out the first time they had it. Now faces 2nd down and 10. A good field position here, just shy of midfield at their own 47-yard line. Second down and 10, and there's motion up front. Tonganoxie certainly jumped into the neutral zone. Let's see if they were drawn in. And it's against Tonganoxie. So that's the 3rd penalty now against the Chieftains. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for Spring Hill. Really need to put together a drive right here for the Broncos after that big play for the touchdown on Tonganoxie's first series. 7:17 left in the first. Barker this time gets it outside right. He's got a first down as he goes out of bounds along the sideline, ushered out by the line or the corner out there, Jacob Maxwell. And they mark it at the 43-yard line of Tonganoxie, and that's good enough for a first down on an 8-yard run by Zayd Barker. Barker's first start since the last time they played Tonganoxie. He was injured late in that game against Tongi and did not play at all the next week at Piper. Played sparingly the last 2 weeks and back at the starting lineup tonight. First down and 10. Myers pulls, keeps it this time, and he's drugged down by Dallas Bond. It'll be a yard gain, maybe 2 for Myers. They'll give him 2 to the 41-yard line, but Dallas Bond making sure that didn't go for anything more than that, as Myers on that read option looked like for a moment he was going to get away, but that long reach of the 6'4 junior Dallas Bond, the team's leading sacker this year. He's got 7 of them. He had 2 sacks the last time these two teams played back on October 11th. 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 7-0, Tonganoxie leading Spring Hill. Second down and 8. Second drive of the game here for the Broncos. First time into opponent territory on the option. Speed option left. Barker on the toss, and he is cut down by Connor Searcy. Loss of a yard back to the 42 will bring up third down and 9. Likely going to the air now on a 3rd and 9. His favorite target this year for Myers has been Zach Knowlton, the team's leading receiver with 28 grabs and 380 yards. Tonganoxie held him to just 2 catches for 11 yards first time they played, and really nobody obviously excelled through the air the first time, and they only threw Spring Hill for 37 yards in that game. Myers has completed 1 of 2 passes thus far. This a 3rd and 9 from the Tonganoxie 42-yard line. Good time as the pocket is strong, and he hits Knowlton over the middle, and Zach Knowlton squirts free for the touchdown. Zach Knowlton, 42 yards on the hookup from Corbin Myers as the Broncos answer the Chieftains touchdown with a big play of their own. 42-yard strike, and Zach Knowlton into the end zone for the 4th time this year on the receiving end of a rocket from Corbin Myers. 5:31 left in the quarter, and the Broncos are a Bear Gardner extra point from tying this game back up. The senior kicker, Bear Gardner, puts the right foot into it and spins it through the uprights for his 21st extra point of the year. He is perfect on the season, and we are tied at 7 with 5:31 left to play here in the first quarter on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Tied at 7 with 5:31 left in the first quarter here in the second round of the Class 4A state playoffs. The number 1 seed undefeated Tonganoxie Chieftains got on the board first, but Spring Hill answers a 42-yard touchdown pass from Corbin Myers to Zach Knowlton, and we are knotted up with 5.5 to go in the quarter. Tyner on the return for Tonganoxie, taken down just shy of the 30-yard line. So second drive of the game coming up now for Tonganoxie. They were on the ground the entire first possession. They went to Cooper Cunningham for every snap. He carried it 5 times, picked up 95 yards and a touchdown. So penalties allowed him to get a little extra than the 80 yards they needed on the drive, but some penalties had him to get 15 more, and he got it easily. And a 55-yard touchdown run capped off that opening drive. And they'll start on the ground here again as Cooper Cunningham gets his 6th carry already. And this time he's stuffed at the 30 for just a 1-yard run. Wyatt Dickey leading the charge there for the Spring Hill defense to make that stop. So second down and 9 coming up. Poggi out of the pistol with Cunningham behind him. To the air they go for the first time, and he hooks up with Sam Clydesty. As Clydesty makes the catch on the slant. His 16th reception of the season. He had just 1 grab against Spring Hill the first time. And he takes that one to the 42-yard line for a 12-yard completion and a first down for Tonganoxie. So far, really the only thing that's slowed them down has been the penalties, but they overcame those. Poggi fakes to Cunningham, rolling to his right. He has Dallas Bond all alone behind the secondary. Cody Powell chases him down to make the tackle around the 20-yard line. But Dallas Bond, who had a huge game against Spring Hill the first time they played, had 6 grabs for 124 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he takes this one all the way to the 23-yard line as he picks up a 31-yard chunk on that play, and could have been a lot more if Cody Powell didn't have the speed to chase him down. The pass a little bit behind him. Cunningham on the handoff, not a lot there. No counteraction that time to Cunningham. He's taken down by Carson Downs. Just a short gain there for Cooper Cunningham to the 20-yard line. 3 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 7. High snap to Poggi, gets it down into the gut of Cooper Cunningham, and Cunningham picks his way down near the 10-yard line. A 10-yard run and another Tonganoxie first down. Chase Wilm with the Spring Hill tackle. Cunningham with 109 yards on 8 carries here in this first quarter. He's going to come out of the game for a play. Sam Clydesty will take over his spot in the backfield on a first down and 10 from just outside of the 10. The ball not quite on that 10-yard line, so they can pick up a first down inside the 1-yard line. Poggi looks to his left and hooks up with Dallas Bond. Taken out by Wilm. Second catch for the big 6'4" junior Dallas Bond. They'll mark it at the 6-yard line. A 4-yard completion. Bond will come out for this next play, and it's Andrew Colvert, the running back, not Cunningham, who's getting a rest here for a couple of snaps. Colvert's the one behind Poggi. Fake it to Colvert. Rolling, he's got his man wide open in the middle of the end zone, running right to the post. He can hook it up for the touchdown. Is a backup tight end, Tucker Isaacs. First touchdown of the year for Tucker Isaacs. This one from 4 yards out, and it puts Tonganoxie back in front 13-7. So Tucker Isaacs, who just come in for Dallas Bond and has not caught a touchdown, had not caught a pass all year, and he comes up with a 4-yard touchdown. Extra point is good from Trujillo, and it's 14-7 Tonganoxie with 2:14 remaining in the first quarter here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
14-7 Tonganoxie on top of Spring Hill with 2:14 remaining in the first quarter. A lot of action early in this one as Tonganoxie has scored both times they possessed the football. Spring Hill, after a 3-and-out on their opening drive, found the end zone on their second possession. And this kickoff, a pooch kick to the far sideline, and it is going to go out of bounds. Dom Shear was right there. That was close, almost took a crazy hop for Tonganoxie and stayed in, but it will be once again good field position for Spring Hill as that kickoff out of bounds will mark the 35-yard line for the Broncos. Unless it was touched, it doesn't look like they're coming out to they're going to mark it. It must have been touched by Shear because they're marking it at the 29-yard line. So it must have gone off of Dom Shear, not directly out of bounds, so they won't get the penalty enforced on that kickoff out of bounds because of that. So from the 29, first down and 10. A one-handed catch on the snap for Myers. The pass intended for Knowlton is batted away and then intercepted. That ball got batted up in the air, and then picked off for a big return by Rhodes. He takes it all the way back near the 20-yard line after Sam Clydesty, the safety, was able to come through his back of the receiver to make that deflection and force the interception. There is a penalty flag. It looked like it came in, though, on the return and after the interception, so most likely the interception will remain, and it is a hold on Tonganoxie following the interception. So the turnover stands. It's an interception for Rhodes as Dustin Rhodes gets his first interception of the season. They won't have quite as good a field position because of the hold on the return. It'll bring it back out to the 38, but I think Tonganoxie will be okay with it because they've got possession back up by a touchdown with 2:02 to go in the quarter, and now a short field to work with. Tonganoxie having everything go well for them early in this game as they've had the botch snap that led to a 55-yard touchdown. They get the tip pass interception there. And now they start up at the 38 of Spring Hill, first down and 10. High snap to Poggi, gets it down to Cunningham, who's got a huge hole off the left side. And Cooper Cunningham is all the way to the 30 before Jacob Stovall makes the tackle. It's an 8-yard run on first down. And he's getting 6-7 yards down the field before any contact, before he's having to even think about making a move. And he's too good of a back to be getting that kind of space. But off that left side, they've got the all-league left tackle, Cole Sample, that Jason Feeback said, and for his money, the best all-around player in the league. And they are running right behind Big 74. And they've got some big running lanes out there. Now Poggi wants a deep shot for Dallas Bond, and that's just a jump ball thrown out there, and a flag comes in as Bond tried to sell it. Some contact between him and Cody Powell. And now a second penalty flag has been thrown, or maybe he was just relocating that second penalty flag. But either way, this looks like it's going to go against Spring Hill. Here comes the call. And it is a pass interference penalty against Spring Hill. First penalty against the Broncos. And that 15 yards will result in a first down for Tonganoxie as they take it down to the 15-yard line. First down and 10. Chieftains 2 touchdowns on 2 possessions to this point. And knocking on the door again after the turnover. Poggi out of the pistol, gives off right guard to Cooper Cunningham, and he may not have even been touched as he goes in from 15 yards out for his second touchdown of this quarter. And with a minute 14 left in the period, it is now 20-7 Tonganoxie. A huge opening quarter from Cooper Cunningham, 132 yards and 2 touchdowns already for the senior running back. He came into this game 255 yards shy of 2,000. Didn't necessarily expect him to get there, but he's on pace to shatter that mark with the way he's running tonight. Extra point from Trujillo is good, and it's 21-7 Tonganoxie as they lead the Spring Hill Broncos with 1:14 remaining in this opening quarter. 3 possessions and 3 touchdowns as they have had little resistance put up against them by this Spring Hill defense to this point. This is a well-oiled machine that's playing with a ton of confidence right now in the Tonganoxie offense. And when you set them up with short fields as well, that certainly helps the case. And now a 21-7 lead for the Chieftains. Kansas State High School Activities Association conducts officials' rules meetings, training clinics, and workshops throughout the state with a view towards providing a sound educational experience for all athletes. For more information on becoming an official in any sport, contact the Kansas State High School Activities Association at 785-273-5329. A public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and Spring Hill Sports Live. Kickoff from Trujillo. They've gone short on all their kickoffs to this point. They will do that once again. Dom Shearer fields it at the 30-yard line, trying to reverse field, breaks a tackle, now turns the corner at the 40, across midfield, and he is tackled from behind by Culvert at the 48 of Tonganoxie. Great field position for the Broncos, trailing by 2 touchdowns with 1:06 left in this first quarter. A lot of first quarter action in this one as clock hasn't had to run a whole lot with all the touchdown stoppages. Spring Hill needs an answer. Down 2 scores. Last time they had it in this area of the field, they hit the seam for a 42-yard touchdown to Zach Knowlton. They would certainly take another one of those right about now. Here's the snap to Corbin Myers. And Dylan Lazenby in the backfield, nowhere to go. The tackle is made by Willie Harris, but it was Cole Sample really who makes that play. The All-State defensive tackle had shoved J.B. Watkins 5 yards back into the backfield and forced Lazenby to really have to bubble out that run, and that allowed Willie Harris then to make the tackle. But big credit goes to Cole Sample on that play. He was just tearing up this ball game, both on the offensive line and the defensive line. And the 4-yard loss will make it 2nd down and 14. That was the first carry of this one for Lazenby. Both running backs a little bit banged up for Spring Hill. Lazenby's filled in nicely the last several weeks. 69, 94, and 78 yards. His rushing totals over the last 3 games. Throwing for Klutz, and Gage Klutz makes it a spectacular catch around the back of Sam Clydesty and takes it all the way for a 52-yard touchdown. What a catch by Gage Klutz. That ball was behind the back of Sam Clydesty, and Klutz able to juggle it to himself, make the catch, stay in bounds, and score. Wow, what a catch by the tight end, Gage Klutz. 52 yards on the score, and Spring Hill knew they were going to have to get some big plays in this game to keep up with this high-powered offense, and they've gotten 2 of them now out of the passing game. Bear Gardner's extra point is good, and it's 21-14 with 12.9 seconds left in the quarter. 35 first quarter points put up in this game. I'm not sure that's what Spring Hill really wants this game to be. I don't think they want this to be a track meet type game, but that's what they've got. It is 21-14 now after a 52-yard touchdown for Gage Klutz. That was something else on that catch. Cut that highlight out, send that one into Sports Center after that catch by Gage Klutz. My goodness. Big plays from both sides in this first quarter. And a 21-14 score with Tonganoxie set to get the football back again. The 52-yard grab a season long for Klutz, who's now caught touchdowns in back-to-back games. Going into last week, he hadn't had a touchdown grab since week number 2 when he had a pair of scores against Ottawa. That was after he had one in the opener against Lewisburg as well. Now back-to-back weeks with a touchdown, and Spring Hill within a touchdown. 13 seconds left to play in the quarter. Here's the kick from Bear Gardner. Big right leg, and Gardner sends this kick high to the 15-yard line. On the return for Tonganoxie is Sam Clydesty, and he falls forward out across the 30 to the 31-yard line with 6 seconds left in the quarter. So the Spring Hill defense, their task now to come up with a stop. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns for Tonganoxie. The offense trying to keep their own or hold their own for Spring Hill, but they've got to get a stop from this defense now. Poggi, the quarterback, with Cunningham behind him from the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10 with 6 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And Cunningham right into the teeth of that defensive line for Spring Hill, just a yard or 2, and that will send us to the end of the quarter. 21-14, Tonganoxie on top of Spring Hill after 1 here in the second round of the Class 4A state playoffs.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020. When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Back in Tonganoxie, we head to quarter number 2. A lot of action in that opening quarter of this football game. 5 touchdowns in total, 3 of them by this Tonganoxie offense, who has the football for a 4th time in the game, looking to stay perfect in terms of possessions and touchdowns. And Cooper Cunningham takes a big hit at the 40-yard line. Got put up in the air, and Dom Shear put a pretty good hit on him, and Cunningham a little bit shaken up as he comes out of the ball game. I didn't see them throw a flag. The officials are talking about it right now, probably talking about that hit, which from my vantage point anyway didn't seem to be an illegal hit of any type. There is a flag, though, down here on the near sideline, it looks like. Cunningham was shaken up on the play. He is not getting any attention from trainers or coaching staff, though, as he stands on the sideline. The officials tacking it over. The run was good for 7 yards. And here comes the call from the official on that penalty flag. Okay, so there was question about whether there was an illegal block out of bounds, but it started inbounds. If you can hear the official in the background there, block started in play, was finished out of play, but therefore no penalty flag. So a 7-yard run for Cooper Cunningham on a 2nd down brings up 3rd down and 1. It's Colvert who's in the game now at running back. He's forced to bounce, and I don't think he got there. He was forced to bounce out because of the pressure of the backfield by Roundzon and Stovall, and he gets back to the original line, no more, and it'll bring up 4th down. So a big stop on 3rd, but now with the way this Tonganoxie offense runs the football, no question they're going to go for it on 4th down in less than a yard. This is a team that on the season's running for 282 yards per game. They've got an all-state left tackle. I would be surprised if that's not where they head here, and that's exactly where they go with it. But cutting it back into traffic, and he is stuffed for a loss. A 4th down failure will turn it over on downs. So it was Cooper Cunningham who was back into the game, and instead of staying with it outside of the left where it was designed, he tried to cut it back and cut it right back into traffic. And the Spring Hill defense comes up with a huge stop to turn Tonganoxie over on downs and set up another short field for the offense at the 39-yard line of the Chieftains. A chance to tie this game up with a touchdown drive after the big stop by the Spring Hill defense. From the Tonganoxie 39, 1st and 10, Myers to the air and through the hands of Cameron Crotchett. He wanted him on the slant. Pretty good coverage there by Elijah Tyner. Pass a little bit high and behind Crotchett, and the sophomore couldn't bring that pass in. So it brings up 2nd down and 10. The big plays have come through the air so far as Myers hooked up with Knowlton for 42 yards and a score, and then found Klutz for 52 yards and a score. And on the ground, they have been stuffed by Tonganoxie's big defensive front. 2nd down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Toss out to Barker to the right side. Has to cut it back. Then there comes the pursuit as Sample and Rhodes make the stop on Barker at the 37-yard line. It's a 2-yard run to bring up 3rd down and 8. Actually, only gave him the 38 on that carry, so just a 1-yard run for Barker. 3rd down and 9 coming up. 10.5 to play in the half. A 21-14 Tonganoxie lead. The Chieftains were stopped for the first time just a moment ago on a failed 4th and 1. Spring Hill, big touchdown last time they had it, now trying to find the equalizer. Here's the 3rd down and 9. Draw play to Barker. Steps away from a tackle in the backfield, and then he is ridden out of bounds at the 35-yard line by Searcy. It's a 3-yard run on 3rd and 9. Will bring up a 4th down and 6. And on 4th and 6 for the moment anyway, the offense staying on the field at the 35-yard line. Don't gain a whole lot by punting in this situation. So Jason Feeback says, let's go for it. And they need about 5.5 yards as the first down chain is at about the 29.5-yard line. This snap coming from the 35. We'll call it 4th and 6. Myers, quick throw off the hand of Klutz and then falls to the turf at the feet of Daniel Mitchell. They almost had a chance for a little pinball catch there, but Mitchell, not any fault of his own necessarily there. Didn't see the ball off of the tip. It would have been a very fortunate play had he, but instead it falls incomplete, and it will turn it over on downs back to Tonganoxie. The offense unable to come up with the scoring drive on that short field. They can't capitalize, so the defense for Spring Hill right back on the field after 3 quick plays. They just made their first stop of the game a moment ago, and now that Tonganoxie offense retakes the field. Cooper Cunningham, who was knocked out for a couple of plays, he's back in there. Came in on the 4th down play as well, and they were able to stuff him on that one. Here's the 1st down and 10 snap to Blake Poggi. Wants to throw, and he'll take a one-on-one shot with Sam Clydesty down the sideline. Had a couple of steps on Dom Shearer, but the pass out in front of him falls incomplete. First incomplete pass from Poggi, who had completed his first 4 for 51 yards and a touchdown. His only other incomplete was negated by a penalty, a pass interference penalty. 2nd down and 10 now. They've had a lot of success running to the left behind their All-State senior Cole Sample. And the left guard, Peyton Parker, that's where they've had the most success on the ground. The tight end, Searcy, motions across the formation, and they run counter back to the left side. Cunningham with a stiff arm stays on his feet across midfield, and he is slung down by Wyatt Dickey at around the 42-yard line. So a 22-yard run for Cooper Cunningham on a 2nd and 10. Moves the chains and puts them into plus territory with 9:50 and counting left to play in the first half. 21-14 Tonganoxie. They beat the Broncos 41-0 4 weeks ago here at Beatty Field. And already getting more of a fight back tonight from Spring Hill here in the 2nd round playoff matchup. From the 42, 1st and 10. Andrew Colvert, the running back on this play, and Chase Will in the backfield to make the tackle for loss. 2 yards are lost on the play as the junior linebacker Chase Wilm makes the play for the Broncos. They're going to mark it for a 3-yard loss back to the 45. Cunningham comes back in after the 1 snap taken by Colvert. 9 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 13 for Tonganoxie. High snap. Gets it down to Cunningham. He's stood up by Wilm, and Chase Wilm with back-to-back tackles made for the Bronco defense. A 4-yard run back to the original line +1 to the 41-yard line. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, Tonganoxie with 8.5 to go in the 2nd quarter. Probably in 4-down territory either way, whatever happens here on this 3rd down as they're at the 41 of Spring Hill. Late substitution as Sam Clydesty comes in for Tucker Isaacs, the backup tight end who caught a touchdown earlier in this ballgame, his first of the year. Clydesty lines up in the slot to the right. Fake the handoff to Cunningham. Throw it underneath off the fingertips of Searcy. Logan Greenhall, the defensive tackle, was trying to chase down the tight end Searcy with the pressure being put on the quarterback Poggi by Jackson Roundzon. And here's a 4th down and 9 decision for Tonganoxie. And that's the type of play call there on a 3rd and 9 that they were thinking the same thing. Hey, this is 4-down territory. Let's see if we can pick up a few. If Searcy breaks it, great. If not, gets us a little closer. But because they got nothing out of it, Poggi, who is the punter as well, lines up about 9 yards behind the center and will angle this punt over to the far sideline. Takes a Chieftains bounce inside the 20-yard line and rolls out of bounds at the 15. A 26-yard punt from Poggi back to the 15-yard line of Spring Hill with 7:59 left in the half. It's a second straight stop for the Spring Hill defense. So they're finally getting their wits about them against this Tonganoxie offense that hit them for 3 touchdowns on 3 possessions to start the game. But back-to-back stops gives the offense their second chance to come down and try to tie this ball game up. They'll have to go a long ways to do it, but from the 15-yard line, Myers and the offense back onto the field for Spring Hill. Toss to Knowlton, who came in motion and won't go anywhere. Just trying to fight to get back to the original line at the 15-yard line. Willie Harris making the tackle. Some help from Quentin Maggart as well. And it's a no gain on that first down run to Zach Knowlton. 7.5 minutes and counting left to play in this second quarter. 21-14 Tonganoxie lead, the number 1 seed in the East at 9-0. Spring Hill, the number 9 seed, one of just 20 teams across the entire state, all classifications that won on the road in the first round of the postseason. Good protection for Myers, and he finds his target out of the 20-yard line. It's a short gain when Zach Knowlton hauls it in for 5 to bring up a 3rd down and 5. Sam Clydesty making the tackle out of the secondary for Tonganoxie. Big play here, 3rd down and 5. Got to keep this drive alive and move it a little bit further down the field, if for anything else, to keep using clock up in this second quarter. Don't give the ball back so quickly to Tonganoxie. Myers throw a long throw to the far, or the Ironeers sideline, to the far sideline for him, and sails it over Cameron Crotchet, incomplete. So 4th down and 5 from their own 20, and there's no choice here. It'll be Logan Greenhall on to punt it away. Sam Clydesty is back deep for Tonganoxie. Greenhall standing back at his own 6-yard line. Let's see if they can get a good snap. Again, they had some trouble with that last week. This snap is perfect, though. And Greenhall gets away a nice spiraling kick that sends Clydesty back to his own 45-yard line, where he makes the fair catch. A 40-yard punt from, or a 35-yard punt from Logan Greenhall. And the Tonganoxie offense back onto the field after 3 straight scoring drives to open this game. They have been turned over on downs and then forced to punt on their last 2 possessions. Cooper Cunningham has been the workhorse early in this one for the Chieftains. 14 carries for $167 and 2 of their 3 touchdowns. He's the running back behind Poggi, who starts in the pistol with 6:32 left in the half. Hands off Cunningham. Switches directions back to his left. A couple of stiff arms in the backfield, but look at the pursuit by the Spring Hill defense. Dom Shear had him around the waist, and it was Dickey and Powell who came flying in to finish off the tackle back at the 42-yard line. A 3-yard loss on that first down carry from Cunningham. Great pursuit by the Spring Hill defense. Last time they played here 4 weeks ago, Jason Feeback said it was really the only time this year that he felt like his guys just didn't play with the kind of mindset and the attitude and the energy they needed to. They have certainly brought it tonight. Handoff to Elijah Tyner, who's lined up in the backfield on this play, and he takes it to the 46. A 4-yard run there for Elijah Tyner, who they used early on in the season as a rushing threat. But Tyner, prior to that carry, hadn't had a carry since the Spring Hill game. He had 18 carries in the first 4 games of the season. And in the last 5, he's had just 1 carry coming into tonight. But he takes that one for 4 yards to make it 3rd down and 9. And looking to throw now. Poggi takes a big hit from Wyatt Dickey, and that ball floating out in the air. A good chance for Chase Wilm to go make a play on it. It was between him and Tyner, and Wilm able to knock that pass down and force the incompletion to bring up a 4th down and 9. Wyatt Dickey with the big hit on the quarterback. Poggi that time planted him right in the chest. It's another stop by the Spring Hill defense. 3 consecutive stops for the Broncos as Poggi will set up to punt it again with just over 5 minutes. High snap off his fingertips. He's under pressure now. Late throw is incomplete over the head of Dallas Bond, and they'll turn it over on down, setting up Spring Hill in plus territory as they'll take over at the 46-yard line of Tonganoxie. So Poggi was trying to make something out of a bad snap right there, but unable to come up with his target, Dallas Bond. And it'll be a 1st and 10 Spring Hill with a short field as the Broncos again will try to take advantage and tie this game up. It's the 3rd possession now. They've gotten it back down a touchdown. They've been unable to capitalize the last 2 times. Once was a short field, once was a long field. This time they're back to a short field starting at the 46 of Tonganoxie. Snap to Myers. Tosses it forward to Knowlton. To Crotchet, now back to Myers. And he is taken down for a sack back at the 45-yard line. Evan Letillier was the guy they wanted on a little reverse flea flicker. But unfortunately, 2 things. Letillier was blanketed by Elijah Tyner. He didn't fall for all the window dressing in the backfield. And second thing, took too long. And they couldn't hold up against the pressure as Myers is sacked back at the 45-yard line for a 9-yard loss. So now 2nd down and 19. From their own 45 now on a 2nd and 19 with 4.5 to go in the second quarter. Swing pass out to Zayd Barker, and Barker takes it back across midfield. He's twisted down by Dustin Rhodes and Andrew Culvert. There is a penalty flag. Was thrown back where the initial block was being made on the outside where Barker caught that pass. Probably a hold. Let's see what the officials tell us, though. Spring Hill certainly thinks it's against them as they've already marched backwards. And that's what it is, a hold against Spring Hill. That pushes it back to the 34-yard line. So a possession that started at the 46 of Tonganoxie is now back at the 34 of Spring Hill, and it is 2nd and 30 for Spring Hill. Nick Madeline's going to earn his money now as he tries to call plays on a 2nd and 30. The offensive coordinator draws up a good one there, though. Gage Klutz hooks up with Myers at the 45, gets about 4 yards after the catch to the 49-yard line. And that's a 15-yard completion on a 2nd and 30. So that certainly makes it doable now. You take half of that 30 yards you needed away on 1 snap, and now you get a manageable 3rd down. It's certainly 3rd and long still. Not an enviable situation, but 3rd and 30, you might as well forget it. 3rd and 15, at least you've got a shot with 3:40 left in the half. Down a touchdown as the Broncos look to even things up. They got to convert a long one. From their own 49, Myers wants to throw. He goes over the middle to Knowlton, who spins outside, lost his footing, and he's down at the 40-yard line. It's another big gain of 11 yards. Had he not lost his footing, he may have been able to win a race out to the sideline and get the 1st down. And instead, on a 4th and 4, Spring Hill brings the punting team back out there with just over 3 minutes left in the half. So they're going to put their faith in the defense, who's come up with 3 straight stops now, and try to keep the field position by pinning Tongi deep and trying to get it back in a hurry. Greenhall on the punt. High kick, angled to the far sideline, bounces inside of the 10 and then rolls into the end zone as Dom Shear tried to save it from going across that end line, but it goes in for the touchback. And it'll bring it back out to the 20 for Tonganoxie with 2:47 to go in the half. And the Chieftains leading 21-14. Big final 2:47. Tonganoxie is going to get the football to start the second half. So already down a touchdown, Spring Hill can ill afford for the Chieftains to go down and put some more points on the board here in this final 2:47. You cannot give them points here and then possession to start the next half. This is a big defensive series for the Spring Hill Broncos right now after they have stopped Tonganoxie on each of the last 3 drives. But this one, the one they really need now. Poggi out of the pistol. From the 20, first down and 10. Quick throw is out to Tyner, and he's unable to make the catch as he had to lay out and reach back behind him, and it falls incomplete with Zach Knowlton in coverage. So a second down and 10 coming up. 2:42 left to play in the first half. They've done a pretty good job in the passing game now as Blake Poggi has missed on his last 5 attempts. He started the game 4 of 4, but they've gotten it short up there. Second down and 10. Handoff Cunningham. Had a big hole, and he's out to the 25-yard line before he's cut down by Cody Powell. So Cunningham with 6 yards on that play. It'll bring up third down and 4. The officials, there was a flag. Okay, the Tonganoxie guys were standing around the flag. They're going to call an illegal block against the defense of Spring Hill. So that penalty against the Broncos will be tacked on to that 6-yard run by Cooper Cunningham. Officials still in discussion here. They're going to mark off a 10-yard penalty against Spring Hill on the end of the run. Brings it out to the 41-yard line. So a first down and 10, Tonganoxie. 2:33 left in the half. Chieftains leading 21-17. High snap to Poggi, gets it down to Cunningham. Cooper Cunningham across midfield. He's knocked out at the 47-yard line by Wyatt Dickey and Cody Powell. A 12-yard run there, moves the chains, and sets up Tonganoxie first down and 10 across midfield at the Spring Hill 47-yard line. Clock stopped at 2:25 and now is running again here as they get the chain set. Poggi will turn and give this time to Elijah Tyner. Tyner stuck at the 43-yard line by Powell, leans forward to the 42 for 5 yards. Clock continuing to run as it's going to near 2 minutes left in the half here before the next snap. Spring Hill trying to stiffen up now in a big spot. Down a touchdown already, and Tonganoxie driving, and with the fact that the Chieftains are going to get the football again to start the second half, this becomes a big final 2 minutes. Tyner again lost his footing, and he rolls forward. They're going to mark him down, though, back at the 44-yard line. Looked like he may have kept his footing and gotten the benefit of that roll, but the line judge marks him down back where he initially lost his footing at the 44-yard line, so it's a 2-yard loss for Tyner. And that will bring up third down and 7. So they get a benefit there, Spring Hill does. And the Broncos now going to try to take advantage of the opportunity after the negative play. Third and 7 at the 44-yard line. Poggi keeps it on the ground with Cooper Cunningham. Cunningham ran into his own blocker, then bounced outside, has the first down and more. Chase Wilm takes him out of the 25-yard line. 17-yard run for Cooper Cunningham. And with 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the half, the clock is stopped. After another big run for Cunningham, who's up to 199 yards in this first half. 25 yards away with 1:06 remaining in the half. Poggi gets the snap, wants to throw. Bond one-on-one with Powell, and it is incomplete. Great coverage by Cody Powell. He was right there with him, step for step. And there was a penalty flag, it looks like, thrown on the far side of the field. So let's see what the laundry is about this time. And it's a sideline warning against Spring Hill. So no penalty, just a sideline warning against the Broncos. Now both sidelines have been warned in this first half. 1:01 remaining in the half. Second down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Back to the ground, they go to Elijah Tyner. Bouncing off a tackle, and then Dickey tripped him up at the 15-yard line. It's a 10-yard run. It'll move the chain, so the clock stops with 54 seconds left in the half. It'll start again once they get the chain set. Both teams still with all three of their timeouts. Clock now running as Poggi takes the snap and hands off to Cooper Cunningham. Again, they work off the left side. Cunningham just picks up a couple, and a flag is thrown. So Searcy was blocking rounds on where that flag was thrown. Short gain of a yard or two for Cunningham. But it's a hold against Tonganoxie. So that'll push them back 10. They'll get the down back, but now with 46 seconds, they're back out around the 25-yard line again. See where they mark it off officially from the 13, so it'll bring it back to the 23-yard line. Tonganoxie does have all three timeouts, though, so they've got plenty of time here with 46 seconds and the three timeouts to use. They certainly can still run the football with those timeouts. This is not a must-pass situation for Tonganoxie, and they will throw, though. Quick out caught by Dallas Bond. He stayed in bounds. He's tackled at the 18-yard line, and that'll force Tonganoxie to take a timeout. He easily could have just taken that one right out of bounds when he caught it. He didn't gain anything more by staying in. Wilm and Powell make the tackle. But because he stayed in, it forces Tonganoxie to take a timeout. With 27 seconds now left. That pass good for 5 yards. Ends a streak of 6 consecutive incomplete passes from Poggi. And it'll give them a second down and 8 at the 23-yard line. The Kansas State High School Activities Association Game Day Showcase will be held on November 23rd at the Stormont Vale Event Center in Topeka. Mark your calendar and plan to attend the Game Day Showcase on Saturday, November 17th. Information about the Game Day Showcase may be obtained by contacting the Kansas State High School Activities Association at 75-273-5329. Just 27 seconds left in this first half. All the scoring you see, 21-14, came in the first quarter. Neither team has put anything else on the board here in the second quarter, but Tonganoxie threatening as they have it at the 23-yard line. Second down and 14. 2 timeouts remaining for the Chieftains. And with those 2 timeouts and the way they've been able to run the football in this game, they're averaging 8.9 yards per carry, so they certainly could still run the football because they have those timeouts. Cunningham's the back, and they're going to go to the air. Poggi over the middle, and it's dropped by Sam Clydesty. Dom Shear able to get a hand in there and poke it free, as it looked like Clydesty was going to make the catch initially. But Dom Shear able to break it up and force a third down and 14 now with 22 seconds left. Javier Trujillo is their kicker. He's 0 for 2 on field goals this year. He is 49 of 53 on extra points. But we'll see if that's an option for him if they fail here on a 3rd and 14. Poggi throws the jump ball for Bond, and it is up and incomplete, broken up by Cody Powell. Great job by Powell. One-on-one with a 6'4" Dallas Bond. That's not an easy matchup right there. Not an easy assignment, but Cody Powell breaks up the pass, and it forces a decision on 4th down. They are going to bring Trujillo on. The left-footed kicker will come on for what will be a 35-yard field goal attempt with 17 seconds remaining in the half. 0 for 2 this year on field goal attempts. Here's the kick from Trujillo. It is on the way, has the distance, and it splits the uprights as Javier Trujillo hits it from 35 yards to make it 24-14 Tonganoxie. First field goal of the year for Trujillo. And that is a big one as it pushes this back to a 2-score lead now for Tonganoxie. And they are going to get the football again to start the second half. Just 12 seconds remains. We saw last week after Spring Hill gave up a late touchdown, they got the football back with just 30 seconds and got down the field and got a Bear Gardner field goal out of it. But we'll see if only 12 seconds left does not leave them a whole lot of time. They do have 3 timeouts, though, so if this kick from Trujillo, which every kick has been short so far, and another little pooch short kick here, one pass play, may give him a chance to get down there in range for Gardner. It's a completely still evening. It is cold, but no wind at all. Here's the kick from Trujillo. And this time they'll kick it deep. Powell back to the 10-yard line where he fields it. And here comes Cody Powell on the return back to the 23. Cut down by Andrew Colvert. So Al Troyer saying, yeah, we're not going to give them a short field opportunity. They kicked it deep, wisely so. And with just 7 seconds left in the half, probably not going to see a whole lot out of this from Spring Hill. Even if you hit a big play, it's going to take you the 7 seconds just to get down the field into field goal range. You won't have any time left even at that point. So looks like they're going to come out and take a knee based on where Barker's coming out, about 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They're just going to kneel on this one and let this game go to halftime. So the late field goal by Tonganoxie puts the Chieftains up 10 as we hit the break. 24-14. The number 1 seed Chieftains lead the 9 seed Broncos 24-14 at the half. Coming up, it's the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. Stay with us as we have more right after this from Tonganoxie. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live. Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show in Tonganoxie tonight. Second round of the Class 4A state playoffs, and a pretty good ball game going here between the top seed Tonganoxie and the 9 seed Spring Hill. 24-14, our halftime score. Tonganoxie with the lead in this ball game. The majority of the scoring, all but 3 points of the scoring, came in the first quarter of this first half, but a late field goal has extended that lead 22-10. You're inside the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show. Leah has over 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri. You can learn more by calling 913-221-0755. Just up the street at 159th and Merlin, Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos. Neither of these teams have advanced as far as the quarterfinals in quite some time. It's been over 2 decades since either have made it there. You got to go back to the 90s and 80s. One of them's going to advance out of those quarterfinals after this ball game's over tonight. And Tonganoxie looked like they were going to be the one early who's perhaps going to run away with this thing again like they did the first time they played Spring Hill, as they jumped out to a 21-7 lead off of a 3 straight scoring drives to start this game. Cooper Cunningham took a touchdown run, 55 yards for the first score. Spring Hill did answer that one, though, with a 42-yard touchdown pass of their own from Corbin Myers to Zach Knowlton to tie the game up at 7 apiece. But an immediate answer by Tonganoxie. Tucker Isaacs caught a 4-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-7. Then Spring Hill turned it over on a pass that was tipped up in the air and picked off by Dustin Rhodes. It led to a short field, and it led to another Tonganoxie touchdown, this time a 15-yard touchdown run by Cooper Cunningham, and it was 21-7 with Spring Hill desperately needing an answer. They got it in the form of a highlight reel Sports Center top 10 touchdown catch from Gage Klutz. 52 yards was the final number on the scoring strike to Klutz, but he had to go behind the back of Sam Clydesty, tip the ball to himself, corral it on the sideline, and speed down that sideline into the end zone for a big touchdown to close back within a score at 21-14. That was the score. That'll happen in the first quarter of this game, and that was the score at the end of the quarter, 21-14. Back and forth, the two teams' defenses making stops in the second quarter before Tonganoxie went down the field and got a field goal with just 7 seconds left in the half. A 35-yard field goal by Javier Trujillo, his first field goal of the season, to put Tonganoxie up by 10 at 24-14. That was your Eye on the Game, brought to you by White Cell Optometry Vision Source. Keep an eye on your child's screen time. If they're experiencing eye strain or headaches, it might be a good time for an exam. Make an appointment with White Cell Optometry Vision Source by calling 913-592-2020, and be sure to ask about the 2020 rule. It's the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show, 24-14. Tonganoxie leading Spring Hill at the break. We're back with more. We'll take a look at the first half numbers right after this on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Whitesell Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Whitesell Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Whitesell and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Whitesell Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill, or go online to primeaccounting.net.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back to the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show, 24-14. Tonganoxie with the lead on top of the Spring Hill Broncos here at the break. Let's take a look at the first half numbers. Tonganoxie outgaining Spring Hill 269 to 132 in that first half as the Broncos were shut down on the ground. -4 rushing yards in the first half for Spring Hill compared to 213 yards on the ground for Tonganoxie as the Chieftains averaged 8.9 yards per carry in the first half. Through the air, Spring Hill with 136 yards, with the majority of that coming on the two big plays, the 42-yard touchdown to Barker and the 52-yard touchdown to Gage Klutz. Tonganoxie with just 56 yards passing in the first half. Individual numbers from the first half will start with the Chieftains. Blake Poggi, 5 of 13 through the air for 56 yards and a touchdown. He started the game 4 for 4 and then went 1 for 9 to close out that half. On the ground, huge first half from Cooper Cunningham. 18 carries, 199 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Elijah Tyner, 4 carries for 17 yards, and Andrew Colvert has 2 carries for -3 yards. The receiving core led by Dallas Bond, 3 catches for 40 yards in the first half, 1 catch for 12 yards for Sam Clydesty, and Tucker Isaacs has 1 grab for 4 yards, and it went for a touchdown. For Spring Hill, Corbin Myers, 6 of 11 through the air, 136 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. One of those touchdowns went to Gage Klutz, who has 2 grabs for a team-high 67 yards. The other touchdown went to Zach Knowlton, who's got a team-high 3 grabs for 58 yards. And Cameron Crotchett has the only other reception in the first half for Spring Hill. That catch went for 11 yards. On the ground, 12 yards on 5 carries for Zade Barker. 1 carry for a loss of 4 yards for Dylan Lazenby, 1 carry for no gain for Zach Knowlton, and 3 carries for a loss of 12 yards for Corbin Myers. And overall, again, it is right now a 269 to 132 edge in total offense in that first half, with Tonganoxie leading in the yardage and on the scoreboard. 24 to 14 is our halftime score. Tonganoxie with the lead, the undefeated Chieftains at 9-0. And the 5-4 Spring Hill Broncos down 10 here at the half. It's the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance halftime show, and it continues next here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking, and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank.
Weitzel Optometry Vision Source has been the leader in optometry services and vision care in Spring Hill for more than 20 years. Weitzel Optometry offers comprehensive eye care, as well as the latest, most popular lenses and frames for Spring Hill and the surrounding communities. Experience modern eye care with advanced diagnostic technology and vision correction products. And with the experience of Doctors Weitzel and Bloodgood, you're sure to see the results you're looking for. To schedule your appointment, call Weitzel Optometry Vision Source at 913-592-2020.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live. not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Halftime in Tonganoxie tonight. The undefeated number 1 seed in the East, Tonganoxie Chieftains, lead the number 9 seed in the East, the 5-4 Spring Hill Broncos, 24-14 at the half in this one. We talked in the open about the keys to the game as we revisit those here, looking ahead to the second half now in this ball game. We talked about eliminating the explosive plays for Tonganoxie. They had 8 plays of 20-plus yards the first time these two teams met. And you look in this ball game now, they busted some big ones early. Cooper Cunningham, he's already got 2 carries for over 20 yards. They've hit 1 pass play for 31 as well, and he's got another handful between that 15 to 20-yard range mark. So technically over 20, they've given up 3. But they've been some big ones. A 55-yard touchdown to Cunningham, 22-yard run, and a 31-yard completion as well. Both of those big plays setting up other touchdowns for Tonganoxie, who scored 3 touchdowns in that first half and added a field goal to lead at 24-14 here at the break. Grind out some offensive drives, and really they've not been able to do that either, Spring Hill. They've got 2 touchdowns. Those both came on big strikes, a 42 and 52-yard drive. So we'll see now how this defense is able to hold up in the second half. They did get better as that first half went on. The second quarter, the Spring Hill defense played very well as they stopped Tonganoxie on 3 consecutive drives before the Chieftains did put together that field goal drive late in the first half. But they spent a lot of time on the field against a big offensive line and a ground and pound attack. It was led by a near 200-yard rusher in the first half, Cooper Cunningham. So we'll see if they can hold up in the second half. They certainly can't hold up with that many reps needed again in this second half of this ball game. And the final key was bring that energy that they didn't have the first time, and they have succeeded in that part. And I think Jason Feeback would certainly be proud of the effort his guys gave in that first half. Something he said that was probably their worst game in that department the last time they played here in Tonganoxie back on October 11th. They've met the challenge as far as that goes. They were ready to play in this ball game. They came out, and they certainly have had that energy and that want to in this one. But unfortunately, a couple of big plays given up early dug themselves a 14-point hole that they've not been able to climb out of yet, but they still got time. They overcame a 13-0 deficit late in the first half last week. They were down 13-3, 10-point margin last week in Pittsburgh. They overcame that one by outscoring the Purple Dragons 14-0 in the second half to come back and win it. So we'll see if they can find another comeback on the road here tonight in the second round. 24-14, your halftime score. Tonganoxie on top of Spring Hill. You've been watching the Leah Smith Agency Farmers Insurance Halftime Show. Second half is next on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years, Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Live look at the Broncos as they get set to head into the second half, down 24-14 against the Tonganoxie Chieftains tonight. Top-seeded Tonganoxie Chieftains on the east side of this playoff bracket in the Class 4A state playoffs. They are 9-0. Tonganoxie Spring Hill at 5-4 for the second straight week, trying to overcome a 10-point halftime deficit. Tickets are on sale now for the 2019 Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce Awards Dinner, which is scheduled for Tuesday, November 12th. Get your tickets at springhillks.org, and while you're there, check out information on Leadership Spring Hill, a comprehensive leadership and civic development program starting January 2020. They're now accepting applications. Also, again, reminds you that the Kansas State High School Activities Association conducts officials' rules meetings and training clinics and workshops throughout the state with a view towards providing a sound educational experience for all athletes. For more information on becoming an official in any sport, you can contact the Kansas State High School Activities Association at 785-273-5329. Public service message from your Kansas State High School Activities Association and Spring Hill Sports Live. The 12 minutes back up on the clock as we head into the second half here, 24-14. Tonganoxie with the lead, and Tonganoxie will be getting the football to start this second half. They got that late field goal. The only point scored in the second quarter of this game was that field goal by Javier Trujillo with just 7 seconds left in the half. The remaining 35 combined points of this first half came in the first quarter of the ball game. Sam Clydesty is the deep man on the left, Elijah Tyner the deep man on the right, and here's the kick from Bear Gardner as this one will be fielded by Clydesty at the 11-yard line, and Sam Clydesty working it right back up between the hashes is stood up at around the 34-yard line. And that's where the Tonganoxie offense will set up shop to start their second half. 24-14, Tongi the lead, and they used Cooper Cunningham early, often, and effectively in the first half. Cunningham, 199 yards and 2 touchdowns on his 18 carries, averaging 11.1 yards per touch in the first half. And with the 10-point lead starting the second half, safe bet that you're going to see a lot more out of 32 in red, Cooper Cunningham. He's the deep man there, lined up behind Blake Poggi as quarterback. Clydesty slot left, Bond wide left, Tyner wide right, and Searcy the tight end on the right side. They'll throw quick out to Bond, and Dallas Bond hit and dropped immediately upon making that catch. Nowhere to go after hauling that one in as Cody Powell makes the tackle. No gain of the play, second down and 10. Last time these two teams played a month ago, it was a huge game through the air for Tonganoxie, a season high, 293 yards in that one through the air. Tonight, though, they have been stifled in the passing attack. They have been their typical selves on the ground as Cunningham gets it again. His first second half carry gets him 2 yards out to the 36-yard line, and that'll put him up over 200 for the game as Hunter Williard makes the tackle. The safety in his third game back from an injury. He's led the team in tackles each the last 2 weeks since returning from that injury. And that stop makes it 3rd down and 8. Tonganoxie goes to the air on 3rd and 8. Poggi under pressure, and he's slung down for a sack by Logan Greenhall. A 3rd down sack by Greenhall will force the punting team out of the field for Tonganoxie as the Bronco defense up to the task to start the second half after giving up the field goal late. they needed desperately to come out here and make a stop, make a stand early, and they do it on a 3-and-out. The sack by Greenhall takes it all the way back to the 25-yard line as they lose about 12 yards on the sack. And this punt by Poggi goes almost directly sideways and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's an 8-yard punt from Blake Poggi. So that couldn't have gone any better for Spring Hill. A 3-and-out that went for negative yards, and then an 8-yard punt sets up the Bronco offense at the Tonganoxie 33-yard line. Great opportunity for the Bronco offense now. Early momentum shift in this second half as the Broncos are looking to erase a 10-point deficit. They did it last week, down 13-3 at the half, came back to beat Pittsburgh 17-13. And the offense with an early opportunity. Barker up the middle, down to the 30. He picks up 3 yards on first down.
Barker, the ball carrier.
Tackle made by Isaacs. They really didn't have any success running the football in the first half. They are right now, even after that 1-yard carry by Barker, they're still negative yardage in the rushing category. There was a sack in there that hurt that yardage, but even if you take off the 12 yards they lost on that sack, you're looking at an offense that has 11 rushing yards right now. 2nd down and 7. Barker again, this time wide to the left side, down to the 26-yard line. So he picks up 4 more. Searcy and Bond. Clydesty in there as well, and after back-to-back carries of 3 and 4 yards from Zayd Barker, it brings up a 3rd and 3 at the 26-yard line. It's a really cold night, but there is 0 wind, so you're perhaps in field goal range for Gardner as you face this 3rd down and 3. Also down 10, you might look at it as 4 down territory on a 3rd and 3. To link communication to the play clock down to 5. Myers to throw, quick hitch, hooks up with his tight end Klutz at the 20-yard line. They pick up 6 on a 3rd and 3 and move the chains. Klutz had that highlight reel 52-yard touchdown back at the first half. That one, no highlight reel needed, but certainly a big catch. The 6 yards moves the chains on 3rd down. 3rd catch of the game for Klutz. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 20. 8:20 left in the 3rd. His possession started at the 33-yard line after an 8-yard punt on a 3-and-out for Tonganoxie. Barker right up the middle, and he is stuffed in the backfield. Connor Searcy blows that play up in the backfield with some help from Dallas Bond. A loss of a yard for Zayd Barker on that carry brings up 2nd and 11. Well, it's no surprise why you can't run much against this Tonganoxie defense with guys like Cole Sample and Connor Searcy and Dallas Bond up there. Trying to run against those guys is not very successful for anybody. This is a defense in Tonganoxie that's only allowed 7 points in the last 4 games. This ball over the middle into traffic intended for Zach Knowlton and broken up by Sam Clydesty. That looked similar to the play back in the first quarter that ended up in an interception on a pass that was knocked up in the air on a look over the middle to Knowlton. That incompletion brings up 3rd down and 11. Well, they're certainly in Gardner range at this point, but if you're able to pick up 6 or 7 on this one, they may think about going for it, but a field goal would certainly make it a 1-possession game, so 3rd down and 11, probably going for it all. Myers over the middle and thrown behind Klutz, incomplete. Cunningham, the cover man, and that will bring up a 4th down.
4th down, Broncos.
And sure enough, here comes Bear Gardner. So the senior kicker who hit a big field goal to turn the momentum last week at the end of the first half will now attempt a 38-yard field goal, which would be a season long. He's 4 for 8 this year. His season long is 34. That was last week against Pittsburgh. No wind, but it is a cold night. Good snap back to Myers, and the kick by Gardner is on the way, and it is true. 24-17 as Gardner hits a season-long 38-yard field goal to make it a one-score game. 7:18 left in the third. You're watching Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
What if grass wasn't just for mowing? What if all the games weren't on TV? What if you saw the grandkids on more than just holidays? What if you got out of the house more often, maybe for good? Cedar Lake Village Senior Living. Life is how you live, not just where. To learn more, call 888-508-2022.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Back in Tonganoxie at Beatty Field, we've got a ball game, 24-17. Tonganoxie leads Spring Hill with 7:18 left in the third, but a 38-yard field goal by Bear Gardner has made this a one-score game again. Gardner's kick taken by Clydesty at the 11-yard line. Sam Clydesty, good return, still on his feet for Tonganoxie all the way back to the 35-yard line before Chase Wilm makes the tackle. 7:10 left to play here in the third. And Tonganoxie back out of the field. They have not scored a touchdown since their third possession of the game. They scored 3 touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. And now, over their last 5 possessions, they have 1 field goal, 2 turnover on downs, and 2 punts. From the 35-yard line, first down and 10. Cunningham the back behind Poggi. 3 receivers to the right side. And Poggi wants to throw. Hits his tight end, Searcy. He's got a first down out to the 47-yard line. Hunter Williard on the tackle after the 12-yard completion. So Searcy with his first catch of this ball game, and he is just 10 on the year. That's only his second reception since week 3. Gives them a first down for the Chieftains at the 47-yard line. Poggi gives it to Cunningham. He is dropped by Powell just short of midfield. A 3-yard carry for Cooper Cunningham, who's over 200 yards in the ball game. He ran for 220 against the Broncos last time they played. Averages 194 per game, so he has been a workhorse back for him all year. He's closing in on a 2,000-yard season. Second down and 7. Cunningham behind his pulling tight end that time, who came across Searcy, and Cunningham takes it down to the 46-yard line. Chase Wilm on the tackle. And it's a 5-yard run to bring up a third down and 3. New lineman coming in on this play. They'll bring the left guard, or the right guard Montiel out, and Rhodes comes in to replace him on a third down and 3. High snap, but Cunningham gets it and runs right behind that new offensive lineman in there, and he is going to be awfully close to the first down markers. Wyatt Dickey makes the tackle right at the 43-yard line, which is what Cunningham needed for the first down. And they're going to give it to him first down without even a measurement. 3-yard run, moves the chains with 5:56 to play in the third quarter. Tonganoxie up a touchdown and on the move. They went 3 and out in their opening possession of this second half. And now after the Broncos get a field goal, the Chieftains on the move into plus territory after 3 straight runs from Cooper Cunningham. From the 43, Poggi to throw. Tyner the intended receiver, but Zach Knowlton right there in coverage. Tyner had cut it to the middle of the field, and then Poggi sailed it outside of the numbers, and it falls incomplete to bring up a second down and 10. After starting this game 4 for 4, Poggi is now just 3 for 12 since. Second down and 10 at the 43, 5.5 to play, third quarter. 24-17 Tonganoxie lead. Handoff up the middle for Cunningham, and they stop him after a 1-yard run that time. Dickey and George get up off the bottom of that pile. A 1-yard run. And Cunningham unable to cut the third down short. They were hoping to pick up a few to make this a shorter third down situation, and instead they've got 3rd down and 9. Poggi comes out, and they'll go with the 2 running backs together in the backfield. Sam Clydesty will take this snap on a 3rd down and 9. High snap to Clydesty as he keep it left side. Now cuts it back to the right side, and up the middle he goes for the touchdown. On a 3rd and 9, Sam Clydesty goes 42 yards for the touchdown. He has scored a touchdown now in 8 of the 10 games this year. He's a guy that doesn't necessarily touch it a lot, but they get it to him in a lot of different ways. And he has found a way to make an impact week in and week out on his 5 or 6 touches per game, and he certainly makes a big impact there. 42-yard touchdown run for Sam Clydesty. The extra point by Trujillo is up and good, and it's a 2-touchdown lead for Tonganoxie, 31-17 with 4:54 remaining in the third on Spring Hill Sports Live.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
4:54 to play, third quarter. Now 31-17 Tonganoxie. Chieftains get a 42-yard touchdown run from Sam Clydesty on a 3rd down and 9. It was a direct snap to Clydesty. And he went left, went back right, veered back to the middle of the field, and just outran everybody on the Spring Hill defense. Trujillo's kickoff deeper than normal this time, and it stays inbounds actually, and now diving down onto the football. Who's got it? That ball didn't go out of bounds. It looked like it was for sure going to go out of bounds. And Tonganoxie has come up with the football. That kick recovered by Tonganoxie's Jacob Maxwell. It was just laying on the sideline. It looked for sure like it was going to go out of bounds, but unfortunately for Spring Hill, it didn't. How it didn't, I don't know. At that angle, it was coming towards the sideline. It's just almost has to go out of bounds, but it hit just a yard or two inside the sideline and just stuck. Popped up, came right back down, and just stayed there on the sideline, and Jacob Maxwell wins the race to it. Terrible break for Spring Hill, and now it's 1st down and 10. Tongi at the 14-yard line. Cooper Cunningham on the carry. A flag is thrown, and Cunningham is driven back by Powell for a short game, but there was a penalty flag thrown right away. It's a hold against Tonganoxie. So it'll be a 1st and long now. Just that ball on that kickoff, inches from being 1st and 10 at the 35 for Spring Hill. And instead 1st and 10 at the 14 for Tonganoxie, as they were the ones who recovered it. Penalties marched off back to the 22-yard line, so 2nd down, or rather a 1st down and 18. Chieftains trying to take advantage of, in essence, an onside kick. Not intentional, but same result. At the 22-yard line, 1st down and 18. That's Clydesty who goes in motion across the formation. They throw it out to him in the right flat. Sam Clydesty burst down inside the 10. Williard and Knowlton cut him down at the 9, but it's a 13-yard completion. So that makes up for the penalty and then some. Mentioned Clydesty didn't get a whole lot of touches, but he makes the most of them. Well, tonight, 3 touches, 67 yards, and a touchdown. He's in the slot left. They'll run it that way on a counter to Cooper Cunningham, and he's into the end zone for a 3rd time in the game. 9-yard touchdown run for Cooper Cunningham. And Tonganoxie quickly takes advantage of the special teams gaffe, and they get the touchdown just a few plays later as Trujillo will come on to attempt to add another one on an extra point. 5 for 5 so far, rather a 4 for 4 so far in extra points, and Trujillo is now 5 for 5. 38-17 with 3:56 left to play in the 3rd quarter. It's a 21-point lead for the Tonganoxie Chieftains.
When it comes to protecting your family, home, and business, look to a local, community-minded agent. In Spring Hill, that's Allstate agent Libby Clark. With more than 15 years of industry experience, Libby and her team are committed to providing a customized family protection plan that fits your needs. A full-service agency, Libby Clark offers a broad range of insurance and financial services, building relationships with a focus on helping their neighbors. That's the Libby Clark Agency. Visit them on the southeast corner of 223rd and Harrison in Spring Hill.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
38-17, Tonganoxie leads Spring Hill with 3:56 left in the 3rd. This half started at 24-14, and it was a 3-and-out stop by the Spring Hill defense. The Broncos got a field goal on the ensuing drive to make it 24-17, but then the Chieftains answered with a touchdown drive. Got the football back right away on a kick recovery, and this ball does go out of bounds this time, and they'll send it out to the 35-yard line for Spring Hill. That's what they wanted to happen last time, but it stayed in and was recovered by Jacob Maxwell of Tonganoxie and led to another quick score. So they have pushed the lead out to 21, largest lead of the night for Tonganoxie at 38-17. And from the 35-yard line is 1st down and 10 for the Broncos. Spring Hill has thrown for 142 yards in this game, but they have just 2 yards rushing on the night. 1 turnover officially, but really 2 turnovers after that kick was recovered as well. It's as good, if not worse, than a turnover. Knowlton goes in motion. Myers looks that way and finds Knowlton in the flat. Zach tried to make a man miss, but Tyner holds on and waits for Cunningham to come help him out, make the tackle at the 40-yard line. 5-yard completion to Knowlton, who's caught 4 balls for 63 yards tonight. It'll be 2nd down and 5 yards to go for Spring Hill. .320 and counting left in this 3rd quarter. From the 40 on a 2nd and 5. Myers throwing for Klutz, who lays out for it, but it's out of his reach, incomplete. Pressure put on by Dallas Bond, who sacked Myers twice 4 weeks ago when these two teams played, and had the pressure that time, forcing the throw probably a step or 2 earlier than Myers wanted to get rid of it. He had to throw it before Klutz was out of his break and led him a little bit too far. 3rd down and 5 now. Down 3 scores with 3:12 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Play clock at 10 as the Broncos break the huddle. Knowlton goes in motion across the formation to the right side. The snap comes with 2 on the play clock. Myers over the head of Knowlton, throws incomplete with a penalty flag thrown in the backfield. Bond again put the pressure on, and he was held this time and likely going to be declined here. It'll be a 4th and 5 if they decline the penalty. or 3rd and 15 if they take it. They haven't said yet, but it looks like they're going to march it off. So instead, well, now the official stops. And they are going to move it back. So Spring Hill will get the down back, but they got a long ways to go to convert. With that hold happening about 8 yards into the backfield, they'll mark it off from the spot of the foul, so it takes it all the way back to the 23-yard line. And it brings up a 3rd down and 22. In essence, it was about a 17-yard penalty when you add the lost yardage from where the penalty occurred. And this time, no chance for Corbin Myers as Cole Sample and Dallas Bond team up for the sack back at the 20-yard line. And there was just no chance for Myers. He was under siege as soon as he took that snap from Denver Gardner. And now Greenhall onto the field on a 4th and 25 to punt it away. 2.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Sam Clydesty, the deep man, at the 40 of Tonganoxie is where he sets up. And the kick by Greenhall is a spiraling punt that sends Clydesty back to his own 36 to field it. Got some space, though, to return it, and he brings it back to the 46-yard line. J.B. Watkins makes the tackle on special teams for Spring Hill. 2:13 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tonganoxie with a 38-17 lead, and they get the football back. Chieftains took advantage of a short field last time. They've scored now on back-to-back possessions after they had gone 5 straight possessions without a touchdown. They started the game hot, and they are back in that mode right now, up by 3 scores. And there's an equipment timeout here, it looks like. Or maybe they're... So the officials bringing together players from both sides here to apparently clean up something that's been going on down there, it looks like, is they're going to bring the 2 sides together and tell them to tell their respective teams to clean up whatever was happening. So Hunter Williard and Jacob Stovall relay the message to their guys on the Spring Hill side, and Tonganoxie will start from their own 46-yard line, leading 38-17 with 2:13 to play in the 3rd. Cunningham the back. That's where Poggi goes, working off left tackle, and he is stuck at the 48-yard line. Big hit there by Hunter Williard. It's a 2-yard run for Cunningham. He was at 224 yards of the ball game. Cunningham is now just 31 yards shy of crossing the 2,000-yard mark for the season. Poggi to throw this time, and it's through the hands of Clydesty. Had to get rid of that one quick with Logan Greenhall bearing down on him. 1:34 left to play in this 3rd quarter. A 3rd down and 7 coming up for Tonganoxie. A 3rd down and 8, rather. They hit that big touchdown. Their first of their 2 second-half touchdowns so far came on a 3rd and 9. A direct snap to Sam Clydesty broke it for 42 yards. This time a 3rd down and 8 from their own 48. Poggi, a double move, looks for Clydesty down the sideline. He makes the catch, falling backwards out of bounds. He got a foot down inbounds at the 28-yard line. So they pick up 24 yards on a 3rd and 8 with a great catch down the sideline by Sam Clydesty off the double move. Clydesty having himself a big ball game tonight. 3 catches for 49 yards. The 42-yard rush, which went for a touchdown. That one carry of 42 yards bested his previous season-high rushing total in the game by 17. Now back to Cunningham. They go off the left side. And Cunningham is tossed backwards. Forward progress will give him about 2 yards to the 26 or 7-yard line. Cody Powell on the tackle as we're inside a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Marked at the 27-yard line. It's a 1-yard run there from Cunningham. About a 20-second difference in the game clock and the play clock. So Poggi brings the offense back up to the line, takes the snap, fakes it to Cunningham, now throws underneath for Searcy, but it's too far out in front of him. Again, Greenhall with the pressure in the backfield. And the clock is stopped with 34 seconds now left in the quarter. And another 3rd and long coming up. 3rd down and 9 for Tonganoxie. And Poggi will come out of the lineup again as they're going to go back to that look that they used on a 3rd and 9 for a touchdown earlier in the quarter, and that was that direct snap to Clydesty. And he'll once again line up to take the direct snap here. This time Cunningham lines up behind him as opposed to beside him as they did last time. Clydesty gets the snap and hands off to Cunningham. Big hole on the left side, but breaking it up and making the tackle is Jacob Stovall at the 24-yard line. Great one-on-one tackle by Stovall. 3-yard gain for Cooper Cunningham. Well short of the 1st down, and it'll bring up 4th. They won't have to make the decision yet, as that will send us to the end of the quarter. So they'll have a little extra time to think about it. 4th down coming up, 4th and 7. When we come back into the 4th, it's 38-17 Tonganoxie on top of Spring Hill through 3 on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsurancegroup.com.
When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
We're off to the 4th quarter here in Tonganoxie tonight. The undefeated 9-0 Tonganoxie Chieftains leading the 5-4 Spring Hill Broncos 38-17 in this 2nd round Class 4A playoff matchup. A 21-point lead, and it's a 4th down and 7 to start the quarter. Poggi under pressure, rolling to his right. A flag is thrown as he chucks it into the end zone, incomplete. A penalty flag was thrown, but with Poggi under pressure right there in the pursuit, this is likely going to be against Tonganoxie, and it should be a turnover on downs if that's the case. And the Chieftains offensive players running off the field, they believe their series is over, and it's an ineligible receiver downfield against Tonganoxie. So that will be declined, and it'll be a turnover on downs and a 1st down for Spring Hill with 11:53 left to play. The Broncos down 3 scores, and it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. They must score here. They don't have time to be going empty drives at this point. They've got to find a way to come up with points. if they're going to give themselves a shot of coming back. They've hit a couple of big plays for touchdowns in this game, and they are in need of more of them now. Corbin Myers through the air is thrown for 147 yards and the 2 scores. They're going to need a big fourth quarter out of Myers and the offense. They'll start on the ground with Barker. And Zaid takes it across the 25 to the 27-yard line. Dustin Rhodes makes the tackle after the 3-yard run.
Dustin Rhodes on the stop.
Second down and 7, 11 and a half minutes to go here in the fourth. This was a 10-point game at halftime, 24-14 Tonganoxie. Spring Hill cut that lead down to 7 on a 38-yard Bear Gardner field goal early in the third quarter. But then 2 Tonganoxie touchdowns less than a minute apart pushed the lead up to a game-high 21. Jump ball for Letillier, and that ball between Letillier and Maxwell, it's a fight for the football, and Evan Letillier rips it away from the defender Maxwell and makes the catch at the 49-yard line. 25 yards on the completion to Evan Letillier. It looked like Maxwell actually had the ball initially, but Letillier, the bigger of the 2 players, over top of him, just reached down and ripped it out of his hands as they were falling to the turf. Big catch from Evan Letillier, who's really come along in the receiving corps. Last 3 games, 7 catches for 139 yards and a touchdown. That's his first grab in this one, and it goes for 25. And now Barker loses the football. He was hit and dropped the football. It's down the turf and recovered by Tonganoxie. Tucker Isaacs knocked it out of his arms, and Connor Searcy recovers it as Tonganoxie forces their second turnover of the ball game. And with 10:39 to go, they take over in Spring Hill territory at the Bronco 47-yard line. Big play from the Tonganoxie Chieftains defense. And now they will look to run this clock down as Cooper Cunningham, it's likely his time to take over now. They've run for 272 yards in this game, 377 total yards of offense for Tonganoxie. 228 have come on the ground out of 32. Who's got it right now? That is Cooper Cunningham, who breaks tackles inside the 35 before he's finally stopped by Wilm and Greenhall at the 31, but not before another 16 yards is ripped off by Cooper Cunningham, up to 244 on the evening. So that 244 yards, now a new season high for Cooper Cunningham, and all he's done this year is run for 194 yards and 2.5 touchdowns per game, and he's bested both of those numbers tonight as he takes it again, and this time to the 27-yard line. Williard and Stovall on the tackle. 4 more yards there for Cooper Cunningham. Clock underneath, 10 minutes to play. Blake Poggi points up to the play clock to his offensive line, and I think they were asking, hey, what's the play? What's the play? And he said, hey, we got time here. Let's let this clock run, as they are leading by 3 scores, 9.5 to go in the ball game. Play clock down to 5 as Poggi claps his hands and gets the snap. Right back to Cunningham they go. He takes it right through the middle of the defensive line of Spring Hill down to the 23-yard line. Another 4 yards there. Stovall again leads the charge on the tackle. So 3rd down and 2. Clock will go underneath of 9 minutes to play in the ball game. This coming off the turnover. They've capitalized on the previous 2 turnovers, and Cunningham this time hit in the backfield and chopped down for a loss. Logan Greenhall finished off the tackle, but it was Wyatt George who made the initial surge through there and had that first hit on Cunningham and jarred him backwards before Greenhall finished off the stop at the 26-yard line. So 4th down And 5 yards to go. Offense stays on the field. A 4th and 5 from the 26. Fake to Cunningham. Poggi rolling to his right, fading away as he throws it at the feet of Searcy, his tight end. Another defensive stop for Spring Hill as they turn him over on downs. So the turnover doesn't cost him any points, but it cost him about 2.5 minutes of game clock. And right now, that's as important as anything with Spring Hill trailing by 21 and 8:11 to go in the ballgame now. When you just start doing the math, down 3 possessions, 8 minutes. They are certainly running low on time at this point. So let's see how quick they can try to get down the field and traverse the 74 yards they need to find the end zone. Klutz and Crotchett, the receivers to the right. Knowlton and Letillier out to the left. He'll throw right. Myers finds Klutz for a very short gain. He does go out of bounds on it. Clock will stop momentarily, and it'll start again once they get this football set. Maxwell takes Klutz out of bounds after that short gain to the 33-yard line. They pick up 2. Myers quickly back to the air he goes. This is Zach Knowlton on the catch. Makes one man miss, and he scoots all the way out across the 40 near the 45-yard line for 17. And they will hurry up to the line of scrimmage. Time is of the essence. Down 3 scores. Trying to pull off what would be an amazing comeback late in this one. It's Knowlton again. 5 more. He's out of bounds after that catch. Stopping the clock momentarily as the Broncos will rush up to the line of scrimmage again. They marked him a yard short of midfield at the 49-yard line. So a 4-yard completion. Quick huddle back to the line. Myers gets the snap from Gardner. He's pressured and he throws short for Daniel Mitchell. They brought Robbins on the blitz right up the middle, and it forced that quick throw from Myers. So now 3rd down and 6 after the incomplete pass. 7:44 remaining. Per the usual, it's been Klutz and Knowlton, his go-to guys. They have 10 of the 12 receptions on the offense so far. They're lined up inside on the right side, both of them. It's the slant instead for Daniel Mitchell. He makes the catch at the 45-yard line. That should be enough for a 1st down. 6-yard completion of the sophomore Daniel Mitchell, who's made right there just his 3rd catch of the season, and it's a big one to convert a 3rd down. They get the chains moved, and now from the 45, Myers. Fade down the sideline, and a good effort from Letillier to haul it in, but it's just out of his reach. Falls incomplete to bring up 2nd down and 10. Clock at 7:27 left in this 4th quarter, down 21. Broncos were down 7 early in the 3rd quarter, but then 2 quick touchdowns from Tonganoxie that came 58 seconds apart from each other. Draw play to Barker up the middle, and Zaid looked like he had a ton of room, but Connor Searcy makes a tremendous open field tackle there at the 41-yard line. Just a 4-yard run for Barker, and that looked like he had all kinds of space up the middle. And he would have had Searcy missed that tackle. But he did not. A 3-yard run is all as they mark at the 42-yard line. Great play by the leading tackler on this Tonganoxie defense, Connor Searcy. Clock ticking underneath the 7 minutes to go. 3rd down and 7 for Spring Hill. Myers to throw. Quick pass caught by Letillier. And Evan Letillier able to bulldozed his way down to the 28-yard line, ran through Tyner to get the first down. A 10-yard completion on a 3rd and 7. And there was a penalty flag thrown. And it's a roughing the passer called against Tonganoxie. So that will add 15 onto the end of that 10-yard completion to Letillier. It won't add, I guess, quite 15 as they were at the 28, but it'll add 14 more, half the distance to the goal down to the 14-yard line. Or not. They're going to give them all 15, I guess, down to the 13-yard line. That'll work. First down and 10 to the 13, 6:41 to go, down 3 scores. Got to get into the end zone, and they need to do it quickly. Knowlton struggling to get lined up. Now Myers has him set. The snap back to Corbin. Quick throw for Letillier. Cuts inside of Tyner, and he's in for the touchdown. So Evan Letillier hauls in a 13-yard touchdown reception, his second of the year. And it's a 2-score game with 6.5 minutes to play. Letillier with 3 grabs on that drive. 3 catches for 48 yards and the touchdown, all coming on that one possession right there. Extra point try from Gardner. Kick is good, and it's 38-24 with 6:30 left to play in the 4th here on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to cool crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
6.5 minutes to play in the 4th quarter. Tonganoxie leading Spring Hill 38-24. And we'll see whether Spring Hill kicks it deep or they opt for the onside kick here. They don't have to onside yet with a 2-possession game. They still have all 3 timeouts, still 6.5 minutes to go. So you're not in a situation where you have to do that yet, although Tonganoxie certainly senses that might be the case, as they've got 10 guys all within 15 yards from the ball. One man, Tyner, is the only guy back deep. And Gardner will go an onside kick, and it's Maxwell who covers it up perfectly. Fields it like a shortstop at the 48-yard line and buries any hope there of recovering that onside kick. So Tonganoxie will set up at their own 48-yard line. Even with Tonganoxie recovering that onside kick, Spring Hill still with plenty of time if they're able to make a stop here. Cooper Cunningham going to probably see a heavy dose of Cunningham right now. He's carried 31 times in this ball game. Instead, it'll be a direct snap to Clydesty, and Sam Clydesty continues his career night as he takes it down to the 33. 17-yard run from Clydesty. And that will give him a 1st and 10 to the 33-yard line. Cody Powell on the tackle on the end of that big run by Clydesty. So right now, with their normal quarterback, Blake Poggi, not a rushing threat. They've put Clydesty back there now to take the direct snap. Your slot man, who's certainly a rushing threat as he's proved tonight. So now you've got a 2-headed monster you got to worry about back in that backfield. Cunningham will lead the way for Clydesty again. And this time he's unable to break the tackle, reaching out the football to the 30-yard line. Tackle made by Chase Wilm after a 3-yard run from Clydesty, who set a season high in this game on the ground, and he's nearing a season high in the receiving department as well. Likely won't be adding to that total, as this is a run first, run second, run third situation for Tonganoxie. They're not likely to put the ball into the air with 5.5 minutes and counting to go in the ball game, leading by 2 touchdowns. Tight end Searcy motions across, and they'll run behind him. And now cutting it back left is Cunningham on his 32nd carry of the night. Jackson rounds on, makes that tackle for no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. And that 32 carries, that ties a season high for Cunningham. He has a season high rushing total with 249 yards. And his next carry, which he's most certainly going to get one, you would think, in this final 5 minutes, will be a new season high for him there as well. Searcy again, tight end motions. Clydesty will keep it himself. And he bursts free. Big hole, big run. Sam Clydesty in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. This one from 30 yards out. And it's 44-24 with an extra point pending and 4:32 remaining. And a Bronco is injured back behind the play as well. Cody Powell still laying down back at the 21-yard line on the turf. So Sam Clydesty with a 30-yard touchdown run, just continuing his big night for these Tonganoxie Chieftains. 92 rushing yards, 49 receiving yards, a pair of touchdowns. And he's likely put the icing on the cake of a win for Tonganoxie here tonight, as they will go up 3 scores again with 4:32 left to play in the ball game. Want to remind you the Kansas State High School Activities Association Game Day Showcase will be coming up on November 23rd at the Stormont Vale Event Center in Topeka. So mark your calendar and plan to attend the Game Day Showcase on Saturday, November 17th. Information about the game, well, that doesn't make sense. One says 23rd, one says 17th, so now I'm confused as well. Well, it's one of those days. Mark your calendar with a question mark for information about the Game Day Showcase, and you better call them because apparently my information is bad. Contact the Kansas State High School Activities Association at 785-273-5329. So 44-24, the lead right now for Tonganoxie, and an injury on the field, so we'll take a quick timeout, come back for the extra point. You're watching Spring Hill High School football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
4:32 left in the fourth. An extra point coming up from Javier Trujillo. The injured Bronco, Cody Powell, assisted off the field as Trujillo and the Chieftains come back on for the point after try. 30-yard touchdown run by Sam Clydesty. That's what brought Trujillo out for this extra point try. And the kick from the left-footed kicker is on the way, and it is good. With 4:32 remaining, it's now 45-24. Tonganoxie back up by 3 touchdowns, matching their largest lead of this ball game. And the Chieftains now, with 4:32 to go, can really sense a school record 10th win in their first quarterfinal trip in the postseason since 1995. They got a lot more than they wanted this time around compared to the first time they played Spring Hill, which was back in week 6. The Chieftains won that game 41-0. Tonight, Spring Hill has put up a much better fight against Tonganoxie. but still find themselves down 3 scores currently at 45-24 as Tonganoxie takes advantage early in this game of a turnover to help open up the lead a little bit, and then they used another, in essence, turnover after a kickoff stayed inbounds that Spring Hill thought was going to go out of bounds, and Tonganoxie recovered it deep in Spring Hill territory, leading to another quick score, and both of those have really been the big difference maker as Dom Shear brings this kick back to the 20 or the 19-20 yard line there after he had some trouble fielding it back inside the 10-yard line. But you got a 21-point difference, and it's really the 2 short fields that Tonganoxie was granted after the turnovers, capitalizing for 14 points off of those 2 possessions, that has been the big difference in the ball game. So at this point, Spring Hill just going to try to put together another drive here with 4:22 to go, down 3 scores. Got to go to the air, got to make it quick. Myers, quick throw to Letellier. He goes down to the turf to make the catch at the 30-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 29. It's a 9-yard completion. As Evan Letellier hauls in his 4th catch of this ball game. That is a new season high for the junior wideout, Evan Letellier. 2nd down and 1. This pass behind Crotchet, incomplete. Myers has now thrown 25 passes in this game. That is a season high from him, completing them for 220 yards in this game, which is also a season high for Corbin Myers. The offense certainly better tonight than they were last time they played Tonganoxie. It's a good Chieftains football team, though. There's a reason they are headed to 10-0 and the number 1 seed on the east side of the playoffs. Here's Barker on the carry. Cole Sample makes sure that stopped for nothing on a 3rd down and 1. The Barker carry goes for nothing, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 1. Nothing to lose now at 4th and 1, down 21. So the offense remains out there. 3.5 minutes left of the ball game. Myers will work out of the shotgun. Knowlton goes in motion. Barker gets the handoff, tripped up in the backfield. Well, Cole Sample was the closest one there. I'm not sure he really made the quote-unquote tackle, but it was enough to trip up Zayd Barker, who falls behind the line of scrimmage, losing a yard back to the 28-yard line, and they turn it over on downs. So Tonganoxie takes over again with 3:13 left. And let's see if Spring Hill can, at the very least, keep this at 45-24 and not just cave and let Cunningham of the offense take it in again. It is Cunningham on 1st down. He is right up the gut inside the 25 to the 23 for another 5 yards. Cooper Cunningham with a season-high 33 carries for a season-best 254 yards tonight. He's right now sitting on 1,999 yards for the season. So likely 1 carry away from surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. What a season it's been for the senior running back Cooper Cunningham, who last year, behind Corbin Riedel, he had a total of 167 yards a season ago, and he's got over 2,000 now on this season as he picks up 8 more there, and that will move the chains. And that 34th carry of the night came at a cost, though, as Cooper Cunningham is shaken up. Man, you hate to see that for Tonganoxie. They're going to be heading into a state quarterfinal matchup next Friday night, and now They're holding their breath as they see their star running back come hobbling off the field after his 34th carry of this ball game for 262 yards. Clock running with 2:13 to go. Elijah Tyner takes over in the backfield. He's the one who gets the handoff there. Stovall with the tackle at the 13 for a 2-yard run. Now Tyner comes out. Andrew Colvert will step into the backfield with the clock running underneath 2 minutes to go in the ball game. And they will go from the 13 here on a 2nd down and 8. Colvert off right tackle, lunges forward to about the 11-yard line. So now a 3rd down coming up. And the Chieftains, if they want to run the clock out here, they won't have to do anything but take a knee here, as this clock is going to get down underneath the right at 40 seconds on the next snap, which means they could take a knee if they so wish, and this game would be over. It looks like they're going to go ahead and run the offense, though. High snap to Poggi, and it's Elijah Tyner, and Tyner is tackled at the 1-yard line by Chase Wilm. So the clock will stop momentarily while they move the chains. But the clock, once it actually, so the play clock already had started. They didn't get the chains set, so there's now about a 15-second difference, which means they're going to, and the game clock still hasn't started, despite the referee out there telling him to run the clock. Now it starts, but the play clock already down to 15 seconds, so now they will have to run another play, but it looks like they're going to kneel on it, and that's the proper sportsmanship play there. No reason to tack on another one in a situation where the Tonganoxie Chieftains didn't need it, and they are going to celebrate a victory. So Tonganoxie advances on to the quarterfinals with a 45-24 victory here tonight, and the Chieftains are moving on to those quarterfinals for the first time since 1995. As they pick up a 21-point win, move to 10-0 on the season. And what's been a fun season for the Spring Hill Broncos certainly doesn't end the way they want, but no season does end the way you want unless you're holding a state championship trophy. That's the only team who gets to end on a happy note. But a lot to be proud about this year for those Spring Hill Broncos. A 5-win season for the Broncos, their first playoff win for the program since 2013. And the season comes to an end tonight on the road in Tonganoxie. The final score, Tonganoxie 45, Spring Hill 24, here in the 2nd round of the Class 4A state playoffs. Stay with us. More to come right after this on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. You're watching Spring Hill High School football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
A great collision on the field? Awesome. An awesome collision on the road? Not so great. If that bad play does come your way, take your car to Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center. As Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center, they work on all makes and models, even RV, marine, aviation, motorcycles, and more. Shoemaker Collision offers free estimates and loaners, plus they will work with all insurance companies. Get your ride back in the game. Learn more at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095.
Open, flexible, and dedicated to our clients with impeccable customer support. That's why you choose Tri-Century Bank. Have your bank right in your hands with mobile banking, and manage your money from the comfort of your home with convenient online banking. Tri-Century is ideal for your business with competitive rates on loans and credit cards to help meet your goals. For 125 years, Tri-Century Bank has been serving Spring Hill. To learn more, join them for one of their monthly coffees. See upcoming events at tricentury.bank.
Shop local and save at Price Chopper, your hometown grocery store in Spring Hill. Price Chopper has great everyday deals throughout the store. Enjoy hand-cut steaks from the meat department, the freshest fruits and vegetables from the produce aisle, and savor the flavors from the bakery. Check out their weekly ad to get the best deals on what you need, from apples to aspirin, Cool Whip to Cool Crisp lettuce. Plus, the Spring Hill Price Chopper is now your home for Dunkin' Donuts. Locally owned and operated, Price Chopper in Spring Hill. Open daily 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. When it comes to helping people with their finances, a cookie-cutter approach doesn't work. That's why you need Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial in Spring Hill. Kim knows that everyone's different. She'll listen to you and discuss your hopes and dreams, allowing you to focus on what's important. At Kim Thompson Financial, they focus on protecting your family, saving for retirement, living in retirement, financial strategy, saving for education, and your small business. To learn more, visit Kim Thompson Prudential Financial at the corner of Victory and Webster in Spring Hill, or call 913-592-5573.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome into the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show on Spring Hill Sports Live. Final score tonight in Tonganoxie, the Tonganoxie Chieftains 45, the Spring Hill Broncos 24. Chieftains improved to 10-0 and advance to the state quarterfinals, while the Broncos season comes to an end tonight at 5-5. With this quarterfinal loss. The program first playoff victory that came last week since 2013 for this group, and tonight, though, it comes to an end. What a season it was, though. A lot of ups, certainly some downs. That's how a football season goes. But this group has a lot to be proud about with the way they represented the Spring Hill Bronco team this season as they have their season come to a close tonight in Tonganoxie. Your final score again, 45-24. The postgame show brought to you by Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Kansas City's premier auto collision repair center. They work with all insurance companies and can get you back on the road in no time. To learn more, visit them online at shoemakercollision.com or call 913-592-0095. Spring Hill gave up a touchdown early in this ball game on the opening drive to Tonganoxie, a 55-yard touchdown run by Cooper Cunningham. They responded with a touchdown of their own to tie the game at 7. Then back-to-back scores by Tonganoxie pushed the lead up to 21-7 before Gage Klutz made a SportsCenter top 10 behind the back of the defender 52-yard touchdown catch to close it back to a touchdown at 21-14. A late field goal, and of course that was the score at the end of the quarter. The first quarter was 21-14. A late field goal made it 24-14 at half. Spring Hill got a stop to start the second half and then got a field goal of their own to close it back to a one-possession game at 24-17. And then Tonganoxie answered with a touchdown and then a kickoff that stayed inbounds down the sideline. Really a turning point in that second half. It was a 14-point game at the time, but then they recovered that. Tonganoxie did and scored to give them 2 touchdowns in a 58-second span to close out or to give them a 21-point lead. Spring Hill did get on the board again with an Evan Letellier touchdown catch, a 15-yard touchdown catch. That made it 38-24, but Tonganoxie able to come up with the touchdown on the ensuing possession to win this one 45-24. That's your final. We're back with more on the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show right after this.
Elliott Insurance Group is a proud supporter of Spring Hill and USD 230. At Elliott Insurance Group, we work, live, and shop in our local communities, serving Miami and Johnson counties for more than 45 years. Elliott Insurance Group understands your needs. As an independent insurance agency, Elliott Insurance Group works with numerous carriers to find the coverage that best fits your needs. In Spring Hill, call 913-592-5552 or visit elliottInsuranceGroup.com.
Prime Accounting Solutions in Spring Hill is here to help you and your business grow. From accounting services to tax planning, Prime Accounting is here to help you meet your goals and achieve your dreams. The accountants at Prime Accounting Solutions stay up to date on the latest news and information, ensuring the best options, services, and returns for you. Give Prime Accounting Solutions a call at 913-592-2050. Visit them at 408 North Webster in Spring Hill or go online to primeaccounting.net.
Are you looking for a trusted heating or air conditioning contractor in the Spring Hill area? Look no further than Comfort Designs. Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning has 100% NATE certified technicians who are friendly, knowledgeable, and ready to help. They'll care for your home and complete the job with speed and precision. Locally owned and operated for more than 20 years. Comfort Designs, Spring Hill's heating and air conditioning company. See all they have to offer at comfortdesigns.net or schedule your appointment at 913-592-4453.
Your local Farmers Insurance agent is Leah Smith. With more than 10 years of industry experience in both Kansas and Missouri, Leah is sure to customize the right plan for you. Her straightforward and personalized approach will help you better understand your coverage options. Stop on by at 159th and Merlin, right up the street in South Olathe, or call 913-221-0755. Leah Smith Agency, Farmers Insurance, proudly serving Spring Hill and cheering on the Broncos.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
This is Bronco football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
Welcome back inside the Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center post-game show. We take a look at the final numbers from this ballgame tonight as Tonganoxie wins it 45-24 over Spring Hill. Chieftains with 477 yards of offense, 372 on the ground, 105 through the air. Spring Hill with 222 yards tonight, with 220 coming through the air and just 2 rushing yards in the ball game. Individual numbers, Tongi through the air, Blake Poggi 9 of 22 for 105 and a touchdown. And the receivers, Dallas Bond 4 catches for 40 yards, Sam Clydesty 3 catches for 49, Tucker Isaacs 1 catch, 4 yards and a touchdown, and Connor Searcy 1 catch for 12 yards. The ground attack led by Cooper Cunningham with a season-high 34 carries for a season-high 262 yards and 3 touchdowns. 92 yards and 2 touchdowns on just 4 carries for Sam Clydesty. Elijah Tyner with 6 carries for 30 yards as well. For Spring Hill, Corbin Myers, 15 of 25 passing for 220, 3 touchdowns and a pick. Zade Barker, 13 carries for 21 yards, 1 carry for a loss of 4 for Dylan Lazenby, 1 carry for no yards for Knowlton, and 4 for a loss of 15 for Corbin Myers. Through the air, Zach Knowlton, 6 grabs, 84 yards and a touchdown. Gage Klutz, 4 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown. Evan Letillier, 4 catches, 57 yards and a touchdown. Cameron Cratchit had 1 for 11, and Daniel Mitchell caught 1 pass for 6 yards. Your final score tonight, 45-24. Tonganoxie defeats Spring Hill. The Chieftains advance to the state quarterfinals, where they are going to be 10-0 and facing either Bishop Miege or Bonner Springs. I checked those scores, but my phone battery died a long time ago, so I don't know that either. But the Spring Hill season comes to an end tonight. They close out the year 5-5 with the 45-24 loss here tonight on the road in Tonganoxie. For Caden Carbajo, I'm Bryce Kessler as we say good night from Tonganoxie. You've been watching Spring Hill High School football on Spring Hill Sports Live.
It's time for Spring Hill High School football.
He's in the slot again to the right. Myers gets the snap. Standing tall in the pocket, going to take the shot down the seam. Klutz is there for a touchdown. Spring Hill. Barker up the middle. Nice jump cut out to the right behind his center, Denver Gardner, who had the middle linebacker tied up. And Barker is in for a 9-yard touchdown.
Spring Hill Sports Live is brought to you by Comfort Designs Heating and Air Conditioning, Price Chopper, Kim Thompson at Prudential Financial, the Spring Hill Recreation Commission, Shoemaker Collision and Paint Center, Cedar Lake Village, Crown Realty, the Elliott Insurance Group, Prime Accounting Solutions, Farmers Insurance, Leah Smith Agency, Tri-Century Bank, Allstate, Libby Clark Agency, the Spring Hill Chamber of Commerce, Spring Hill Fitness, Perfect Detail Salon, and Whitesell Optometry.
5.